in CS. We still haven't picked the Beast into the Juggernaut. Here's Jug has felt almost unbeatable in a lot of the games it's been picked.
Damage here again. Same time in the mid. They do get the chance to make that move onto BZM, but the one charge is there. Gets the chance for another slight of fist off. BZM, he's gonna live, and GPK goes down. BZM is gonna be able to heal up with the urn charge. It's got tangos being shared over to him as well from Ari. I mean, mid lane and top lane, not going too hot for BetBoom.
For Queen especially, this is a really bad turn of events. She's a hero that is really bad at farming neutrals and needs to either be pressuring in lane or, you know, be able to TP elsewhere and get those turnaround kills. She wants to be involved in fights. She's not a super economy hero. So when she falls behind like this, it's going to be really hard for her to recover because it just sort of messes with her natural game flow.
Dire's structures are
We'll see if BetBoom can sort of pick themselves up after this bit of a rough start. And they did, of course, have some rough games the other day that we caught. Obviously, you know, with this roster, there's absolutely potential there. So, see how they can sort of slow down the struggles in this early game. Ari not going to get a chance to have a looking on towards them at the top there. 6-minute power room coming up.
You can see the way they're posturing bottom. They are fully aware of what 33 wants to do generally. They're almost like following the waves down the lane.
Mid again, GPK taking quite the hit, and with the remnants coming in, he might just be dead again.
This is a disaster.
This is and save. Is he gonna be all right? I don't know if he is. Ari's going to get a couple more right clicks in. Can he get the second one? Save with the jukes. The hit from the Shadowrun's going to be coming. Save trying to juke it around the trees, but he cannot succeed in doing so. He goes down as well. It's the mate. I don't think they have their breakfast quit at all.
No, I think they've been starved for weeks.
This is rough from BetBoom.
It's shocking, especially for GPK. He's someone that people consider to be such a rock of a player, and for this team, almost never has bad lanes, almost never has bad starts, always has pretty solid performances. That's almost what characterizes him as a player, but just getting completely outplayed at the wazoo by BZM to a degree that is going to massively impact the trajectory of this game.
BZM having a great time. And over a level ahead of GPK right now from that mid matchup. It's down on the bottom lane, Kuratic. He's been doing fine. They got that early kill. He's getting the farm, able to push on and get a nice early tier 1 tower. So Terrorblade still having a nice early game, and we've of course seen very much the potential of this hero to even effectively solo carry if the other two roles do start falling behind. So Kuratic could absolutely still have this despite the early struggles of his other teammates.
Definitely. And there's no Brewmaster in this game like we saw some yesterday. And Ember is not the same counter to Terrorblade it used to be. That used to be a really, you know, hard counter because you buy the Maelstrom, the Mjolnir, these more magic damage items. Whereas Ember these days, he's not really about that so much. He's about the chains. He buys this vessel. And TB buys Manta and just purges all that immediately, buys the pike, kites it. So
not again mid.
Oh boy.
GPK. Get the silence for the save and the pushback with the dead shot, trying to do everything to keep BZM away from GPK, and it will allow GPK to run. Does mean though the left behind Katomi will be taken down instead by BZM. So BetBoom trying to do everything they can to make sure that GPK doesn't keep dying. Gonna cost them by the looks of it. Both supports save, also chased down by Ari and followed up upon by BZM, dominating now with that double kill. They're trying to sort of rescue this mid lane, this mid area of the map, save GPK's early game, but it's costing them.
It is. You can see the power of this Chains Max. It looks insanely strong in these fights. He just keeps spamming it out. You don't even have to use your Slight to do it because you can cast it off the Remnants. It's really, really powerful and looks like an amazing build. And where exactly can BetBoom even go, right? The Centaur, he's very difficult to gank, and the Juggernaut is sitting top. Beast isn't even 6 yet. He's got the Cornucopia already on Jug. The tower's almost dead. It just, I don't really see places where they can make moves at.
BZM ready to start getting very aggressive. He knows with this start, he can kind of go where he wants to on the map. Find action. It's going to be so difficult for BetBoom to really have the time or space to make any sort of moves, because even when they're on their own half of the map, there's a pretty high chance they're going to run into an Ember Spirit in their jungle.
Absolutely, and it only gets harder once these tier 1s to make moves. Even if Tundra decides to take a breath and not push the tempo, they want to farm for some timings, which I don't think they will. But if they wanted to, it's still so hard for BetBoom to make moves now because you can push the waves in that much further, and it becomes way more apparent where your moves are going from the BetBoom side. It becomes very easy to dodge and maneuver around. Pure off to the races 0-0-0, and with all the information in the world, he couldn't be happier.
Another tower to be taken, so as quickly as BetBoom did manage to secure that push on the safe lane and get the tier 1, they will lose their mid and their offlane tower subsequently.
Dire are scanning.
Tundra 4K lead very early on in this game, just 10 minutes in. And both of these sort of cores that are falling behind, the Queen of Pain and the Beastmaster. I mean, Beastmaster needs time, right, to kind of farm it up and co-op. It needs time as well, but it's not that it doesn't feel like the greatest kind of hero to hit the neutral creeps, right? Especially when you've had this sort of slow start. It's going to take time, a long time, really, for GPK to get his first item online.
Oh, well, and you mentioned the Beastmaster off lane. It's not... Oh, boy, he's going to die again, isn't he?
Yeah.
What? So unlucky.
Unlucky indeed with the chains RNG there.
Okay, to be fair, it's his fault, though. When you slight, you put a remnant down, too, and you guarantee hit everything.
That's true. Yeah, because that also gets the multiple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It is...
Called out there,
it is a mistake. He should have got him. No, this Beastmaster here, we don't really see off lane that much these days.
BZM. Find another. He's making it look easy this game, BZM.
To be honest, it is easy for him this game. After that start, GPK said, you know what, I didn't have breakfast, so I'll give you mine instead, and feeds him a couple kills. Eggs, bacon, waffles, the whole shebang.
He's getting it all here, BZM.
He gobbles it all down.
And he's keeping it going. Again, no chains. Let's connect onto Mira. We'll get the balls, though. Easy money.
Easy XP. Not an animal you want to feed, by any means. And now, I mean, you can see them drawing the lines on the map. They know they can kill whoever they want. I'm a bit surprised they haven't shifted any of that pressure towards this TB yet. He's been relatively untouched, still keeping up with the rest of the cores from Tundra. So Kiritich, like you mentioned before, is maybe the shining hope that I'm still in this game. But we all know what TB does. He farm.
Oh, BZM. They're going to get GPK again. I mean, I can't imagine GPK's having a fun time.
No.
He's probably not too happy right now.
This is one of the worst games from him I've ever seen, I think.
Maybe he just knew that you were going to be casting and he got nervous.
That maybe so.
He might, you know, he knows you're watching.
But to be fair, they always clapped us like no one's been clapped before. So if anything, I feel like he would feel freed up by that, knowing someone he always dunked on was watching.
A rough one. 0-4-0. GPK. Definitely probably one of the rougher performances we've seen from him in a while.
100%.
This is a tough one. BZM absolutely crushing him with these moves. 5-0-3 on BZM on the other side.
Tundra supports, enabling him incredibly well. Their playstyle has been almost reminiscent of what back in the small map days when both supports always played around mid. Since the big map's introduction and people got more used to it, people use gates more, they play around side lanes a lot more generally. But this game, Tundra supports realizing weakness, whether through comms or just game intuition, and really prioritizing that pressure on mid lane, and it's paid off really, really well.
Oh, GPK's got to be careful again mid. If there's time for Ari to get over and connect with BZM, it's just going to be a dead quad. Has to be so careful now showing himself in the lane anytime, GPK. Tundra, numerous ways they can take him down, as we've seen.
Meanwhile, 33 farming a giant ancient stack, almost as his Crimson Guard finished up, 500 gold away, and with that, this TB is not doing anything in these fights, so your shining hope to put a big damper
Maybe
on
they can catch Pure here.
He's so low. Can they really start on him?
I guess not. At the same time, GPK! It's gonna happen again, and I think it's gonna keep happening, Quinn.
He's gotta go somewhere else. Just stay away. Give this mid lane to someone else.
Oh, in the game? I thought you meant like just leave the PC.
Well,
just,
I mean,
take a walk, get some fresh air, you know, reset for game 2.
I mean, at this point, I don't know if I'd blame him. I mean, you can tell he's frustrated. He knows he just messed up, right? This lane is not that bad.
It's rough.
He made mistakes. It happens, but that's the thing about Dota. It's a long game, so he's stuck. He's stuck here with his own mistakes, stewing in them for now. 0-5-0. That's tough.
They're still trying to see if they can maybe get the chance to catch Pure in this area, but it's not happening. Look, they're setting up for him. But they're setting up for them, setting up for them. And they come in with the wraparound, surprising the two of them. Save's gone. Needs to be able to TP out on Miro. Lucky TP there for sure. He would have been dead.
But not for me.
Pure can return to farming his ancients without any concern about being interrupted. BZM's already ready to make the moves on the other side of the map. Heads through the twin gate, they catch out Katsuomi.
May ano to, watch out to.
Tundra.
Watch out to.
Just, what can you say? This is a storm, Quinn.
It is 1-12. One of the harshest games we've seen so far in this Dream League. And you see it all the meanwhile, Pure not overreacting, not going there as well. He's keeping control of this top area, so if Tundra wants to, they can keep ping-ponging back and forth between these lanes. Catch this Beastmaster when he tries to farm the hard camp. You can see Pure pinging it out, saying, hey, maybe he's on this camp, we can kill him here. As they're gating back now, so they're not taking their foot off the pedal.
Absolutely not. Tundra, as you say, with an excellent draft that allows them to just continue to push these sort of moves, take over the map. Make it very hard for BetBoom to find any sort of space at all. Heritage just about keeping up, but GPK and Mira struggling to really get a foot into this game.
Only the Transgracer null at 16 minutes on Quab. Oh my goodness.
And if I just have him again here, we'll see.
He's in pretty deep.
Okay. Some decent effort into the silence. Can they kill BZM? Wow. They can. That's a big kill. GPK to get the last touch on it as well, so the goal goes to him. That's something. They're gonna need a little bit more of that, but it's certainly something. City up top, Miro not gonna get away. 33's in with a hoof stomp. Puts a stop to the TP and sets up for Pure to take him down, but at least one moment of BetBoom finding something that isn't horrific.
I mean, we talked about plenty about GPK's mess ups this game, but this Beastmaster pick, I have to call it into question. You picked it on 18, the most powerful spot in the draft for first pick, and you're the bottom net worth core by far, going the helm of the Overlord, not even close to it, and with no impact to, show for your name.
And I guess it's not like the lane situation was a surprise, right? You know exactly what sort of scenario you're playing.
And you pick yourself your counter pick, and you get crushed in lane, and you can't do anything. Like, it's been really rough for him. Beast is one of Miro's best heroes, and I think he's one of the best beasts in the world, but there's a reason we don't see this hero off lane anymore. If you mess up the lane even just a little bit, incredibly slow hero. If your units die, what are you?
BetBoom, can they bring things together to try for some sort of crazy steal? It looks like they're going to go for the effort. Smoked up. Nari's already in position. And they will find him. And they'll be able to burst him down with the Sonic Wave, but space is being given for the rest of Tundra to finish the Roche, get the pickup. So BetBoom still want to try and do something about this. Sure, they're 5 versus 4, but they're still very much behind. He loses it, look at the wall Pure. They'll get the roar off onto Pure, but he got the Blade Fury off. There's going to be no follow-up. Now BetBoom, they've got to run with the chains, catch onto the two of them. BZM jumps forward as they take out Miro. Heritage has to run. Pure hot on the chase. Can they close the gap? He's in with the Omni Slash. Will manage to split it to the side there with the illusion. Heritage should be safe. Gets back up to the high ground, gets away. So at least able to limit the casualties, but still they'll lose the two of them, and they're not able to stop Tundra from getting that Aegis pickup on Pure.
They did get a Willow buyback out at the very least, so a little bit of something going their way does help. Every little bit helps, but you just look at their items. You see when that Crimson Guard gets pressed, how little damage Jug takes. And is that going to change anytime soon? I don't know if it will. Heritage is sneaking out in the bottom lane there, so they're getting some bit of control over the map. Tundra may have the triangle, but this bottom lane is fair game. So they're not going to completely shut out. Heritage will continue to be able to farm. Get to hopefully some damage item before too long. You have to imagine he's going to go for some Dragonlance Daedalus build or something like this. He needs a little bit out of the box.
It has to be some sort of overwhelming damage output. As in the mid, now Tundra, they're already looking to dive up to tier 4. It's Pure pretty aggressive there. Keep the pressure on at the tier 3. As the jump, 33 just picks up the blink, gets in with the opening onto Katomi. Katomi will be able to live. Silence and a fortification put down as Tundra will be momentarily forced back. Pickups continue to fly out for Tundra. Pure now with a full manta.
Force Kiritich back to base and all of this though. He TP's back, so now at farm space, he talked about bottom, that's all gone. They're all bottled up and stuck here, and when that happens, the gold lead absolutely gonna skyrocket. You can see Save drawing the line down bottom lane, like you'll get back there. I think probably a mistake to TP back here. I don't know if he could have done anything anyway. The meta was on cooldown, and you need to get. Yeah, they're not happy. These lines on the map,
they're not happy lines.
Those are not happy. I've seen happy lines. Those ain't happy lines.
Kiritich will make his way back out on the map. Indeed, try and get back to finding what sort of farm he can get. Whilst Tundra do keep the majority of the waves forced into the base. Yeah, it's a long, long way away from that next time. Looking to queue up the shard into the butterfly. It's going to take a lot of time that Tundra, with the lead that they have, probably aren't going to be giving to BetBoom.
No, they're very near the base. Pure is walking back and sort of going the farming route, looks like. I thought they would keep knocking on the front door and trying that push. I'm honestly quite surprised they aren't. Feels like they're overwhelmingly strong right now. BetBoom has no shot at fighting them, but...
And even on the other side of the map, BetBoom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay, just actually managed to get the steal on the Wisdom there, Katomi. So whether he goes down, you know, he'll take that. Wisdom secured.
Not the end of the world. They're getting close to the Super Dom, so a little bit of help from Miero, make him a little bit more powerful. But I have a hard time believing the big creep at this point is going to be that end-all be-all. It is whenever we see it at earlier points in the games. So
Shard will be secured here. Pure and Whitemon able to easily take it out between the two of them.
it's a good shard too. It's not one of those empty ones. He has finished a BKB now on GPK, so he has a little bit more fight potential. He's not going to die instantly to the chains, but the real issue is do you have damage, right? And that's the problem. And Queen, what can she itemize to fix that? You see him queuing up the Ags, but it's a long way away. 4,000 gold. They have 4,000 gold worth of time.
He's very close to staying. Obviously inflated with the fact that he got the shard, but Ari is going to be higher on the net worth than Miro's Beastmaster.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And very much close to that, at the least. Back out on the map. Tundra. I'll find a quick grab. Katomi gets spotted out. Another way out of this one for him.
Somebody choppy.
Trying desperately to sneak out, get some farm. Save dies too, but I mean, GPK doing the right thing, running down bottom lane, trying to get whatever gold he can. And you can see on the flip side, Tundra drawing those lines, saying, "Yo, keep them from running outside the base." Right at this point, it's all contain, contain, contain for Tundra.
BZM now playing it safe as the BKB done, so he can afford to get him with the high ground dives without much threat whatsoever. Start playing around GPK does have the BKB, so he will be able to run, and actually turns with the burst, picks up a kill on the way out.
That's big.
Making the best out of a bad situation there, GPK.
Almost 700 gold, so halfway to his Ags. It's definitely not nothing. And he's recovered, you know, from being 0-5-0, he's recovered pretty well. He's barely behind the Ember in terms of net worth. So when the game ends, if he gets higher net worth than Ember, that means he is morally justified in pointing fingers elsewhere and saying, no, it's your fault.
That is true.
That is true. That's what a healthy team does.
If they're able to make the comeback in this game, BetBoom, this is one of those satisfying games where you do have to all chat easy mid if you are the QoP in the situation.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely.
The contract you sign, you know, with ESL beforehand saying, yo, I'm going to do media requirements and stuff in there also is if you come back from 0-5-0, you have to say easy mid.
You have to say easy mid.
So
it's just part of the game. Of course, BetBoom, long way away from making that comeback happen. But maybe, just maybe, Kiritich, if you can get that butterfly online, they can sort of push back against one attempt of Tundra trying to break the high ground, maybe, just maybe, they can start to get the momentum beginning to shift back towards them. It's a big maybe, though.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Just need one kill at a time. Slowly claw your way back. We saw OG in one of the games that they were losing pretty hard. Try to do that. Some clever ways of spear back, some bursts on heroes, and I think they'll need to do something similar. Roar one guy, throw everything on this hero, kill him, and then reset.
I'll take that as tribute.
And just get what little gold you can, slow the game down, and just pray on your hands and knees that Tundra throws.
Tundra. Recently, they don't tend to do that much. This team pretty good for winning the Dota games.
People have been saying that they're pretty good, and I tend to agree.
Rich and Katomi getting the chance to push out pretty far here. I mean, when you've got the team that you're massively ahead of doing this, you know, the team that's behind trying to make these sort of plays, what is the response you're doing as the team that's in the lead? Like, are you sending heroes back? Are you just putting the pressure on to force these heroes that have found the chance to get this deep on your side of the map back to their side?
I think, to be honest, I don't actually think Tundra are squeezing them out of the map that well. I think a lot of it is not catching them once they're already out. It's preventing them from getting out in the first place. Once they are out, you want to catch them, or you can force them back, right? That's the decision tree. But before then, the fact that TB is allowed to be out here and cut these waves, Queen running down this lane, getting close to Ags, I think there should probably be some setup somewhere, somehow not letting them do all this, because they are farming just fine, but they're going the force them back route, which is not a bad one by any means.
Absolutely, because that force is pretty strong around Pure. Very farmed, and well, 33 actually getting the chance to jump in nice and deep up to the tier 4 and just runs over Save with the Stampede. Save gone. Tundra onto the barracks as BetBoom. They're going to have to come in with some sort of response soon. Tundra ready to swing across towards the mid. Work towards another tier 3 and melee racks. The fortification will come out. There's going to be a smoke coming in from BetBoom. Again with the jump, 33 looking for the counterplay, but not quite happy with the sort of potential to find the hoop stomp, so holds back. So we'll get in with the jump punch on towards Pure. As the metamorphosis out. Pure's going to be able to back up through the safety of the Decrepify. And if anything, Tundra, we'll just kite this out and wait out the meta.
That is meta pressed. That is one of the things about this hero. It's really bad from behind in a lot of contexts because it is so easy to kite meta. And then once it's down, you're useless, a little kitten who throws out a reflection and runs around with your kitten illusion friends.
BetBoom, they know they've got to try and force this. See if they can catch Tundra a little split up. They need to make the fight happen whilst this meta's active on Kiritich. As soon as it wears off, they know that Tundra's going to be running up to the high ground once again. So this is their best chance. They have to take a risk here, BetBoom. Now they're going to get away with it, though. Already 33 spotted them out. He's in with the jump. They're taking down Kataomi. They're clearing out the illusions. BetBoom not getting the chance to find that surprise angle to catch Tundra with. They'll lose both their supports. 33. Nari, they might just get the chance for Kiritich. They're happy to just settle for the buildings here. Not going to look to dive in any deeper for the Terrorblade. You get the job done.
Radiant's bottom
Tier 3's gone. Bottom barracks as well. Very likely to fall as right now, they're not even in the base. Miro, GPK just out on the map. Probably just thinking about what the plan's going to be in game 2.
I think they should get that, we talked about them missing breakfast. I think between games, have a banana, have something, I don't know if they've got a chef in their boot camp that get some eggs. Get some food in you, and reset.
Miro. Get the roar in onto Pure. Not a whole lot of follow-up. As the range racks are gone, they're holding on to the melee racks. Deny them.
That is a sign of dominance.
33, he wants to finish the job. They actually get the punch on the 33. 33 wants that rack gone. Gonna get caught by the fear, the pushback. But 33's just so tanky, they're throwing everything onto him. They barely get him under half HP. It's game over. GG is called. My goodness. I think we were expecting a little bit more from BetBoom in this game. We didn't get anything from them. Tundra just completely walked over them.
No, that was an absolute rout. I think a drafting error a little bit in some of their choices from BetBoom, but also the play. GPK had an incredibly rough game. Miro ends the game.
wrong on the side of BetBoom. You know, that was Tundra. Yeah, what do you do if you're BetBoom? What are you taking away one of these heroes? Is it something about this draft from Tundra that you're like, we've got to get rid of?
I feel like I think you need a better answer for this Juggernaut, or you may need to ban it. Maybe you need to steal it. Something. It's interesting because we saw BetBoom lose with it twice the other day, but so you'd think they have an idea for what to counter it, but definitely not the Beastmaster.
Yeah, well, we'll see those change-ups. I'm sure we'll see BetBoom give it a bit of a better shot in Game 2. But as for this Game 1, a very easy win for Tundra.
Oh, what a game. What a performance. Makes you want to take a seat, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Yeah, we'll take a seat, chill at the bar.
Jenkins.
Yeah, sit down.
Why don't you sit down?
No, come on.
Oh, let me pull that out for you then.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Why don't you take a seat?
Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, just take a load off, you know? Take a
Sit
load
down.
off.
Take a seat.
No, I insist.
Take a seat.
Okay, maybe I will.
Come here. You want to do this? He's trying to trump me. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to Donald Trump me. If I sit first, I'm the weak.
Why would you say that?
It's a power move.
No, I'm just enjoying.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't have the hip flexibility.
See, you're weak. And this is the question of this bar segment, Jenkins. Is BetBoom crumbling?
Who are you talking? Who the fuck are you talking to when you look that way? Who are you talking to?
Toasting the spirit of Christmas.
It's just us here.
That's pretty good. What is this?
This is you must.
No, that's whiskey. That's whiskey.
They put whiskey
very
in yours?
strong. Yeah,
they listened
very
when you asked.
strong.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh.
No, this looks like a team that's crumbling. I don't know what else to say. That's my honest take.
You know what it looks like? It looks like our devastation stacks.
It does look like the
That's not good.
stack.
That's not a good thing.
I feel like when you devastate, you can very easily identify what it looks like to be devastated. You know? It's like you can see on the cameras, you can see in the gameplay that they're disjointed, that they're not trying to do anything together.
Do you know what's at the bottom of the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench? Metaphorically speaking.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, you know.
It's the
because you've been there.
Yeah, it's the bottom.
And that's how you can recognize what bottom is.
We're going to do this. We're going to get this out on air. But what happens when you go through the bottom? Because that's what people don't realize is that you can actually go through it. That's what people don't realize.
I've been there.
Yeah. Sometimes you're so low. Everything is so low. It can't get any worse that you just say, whatever. None of it matters. I'm just going to have a good time.
And then you're free.
And then you're free.
And that's what Dota players need to ascend to.
It's true freedom to go through the bottom.
That's true. Yeah.
I believe that.
I know you do.
I do believe
I've seen the belief in your eyes.
Yeah. But the issue is, it's not a happy place. It can become a happy place, but then that's when you go back to the top. You go through the bottom, you find yourself in the miasma, the ether, and then somehow you find your way through the fourth dimension and go back to the top again, and then you start caring. And then you have to feel the slow sinking feeling again all the way to the bottom, and this can be an endless cycle. And I wonder, how do teams stay at the top?
It's a good question. How do you make a dynasty? Let me take you back.
Okay.
Let me take you to a time, September 1215.
I thought you were going to say September, another day. That was going to be very...
September, the year's 1215.
1215.
We're in the steppes of Mongolia. A young child is born.
Genghis.
No. Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan.
Okay,
He will go on to live for another over 70 years and rule one of the largest empires the world has ever seen.
The Mongol
His eyes
Empire.
glow bright as he surveys his future domain. Back to you.
You do this thing where you talk like you're going to keep going and then you just stop. Do you do this with other people?
Yeah.
You're a professional caster. And I will say, you guys have gotten very good at your job.
Thank you.
But it's like in understanding the English language and how to portray things, you
Try that.
you started doing this thing where you know what my expectations are of what you're going to say. You see? I just did it. You see? That feels like shit, doesn't it?
I wasn't paying attention. What did you do?
Is this the one with whiskey?
No, I switched them both. One of them has poison.
Oh, it smells like dirty hands. It smells like somebody's got dirty hands holding a glass of something that smells fine otherwise.
Try that.
me smell yours.
Who do you think's been the greatest dynasty in the history of Dota?
Smells like COVID. Greatest dynasty. Probably something Chinese. I mean, I don't know a lot of Chinese history, but I would say something in the East. Just something in that general area. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
What does that mean? I meant in the
Ming
game of
Dynasty.
Dota 2.
The Ming Dynasty. Okay, you want Dota? Yeah, the Ming Dynasty is a pretty good one.
I said, what is the greatest
Four
dynasty in Dota?
Dong Zhuo, my boy. What? You Dota. Dynasty in Dota.
I'm done, dude. I can't.
Dynasty in Dota. Let me think. I mean, you got the obvious ones like OG, Spirit. Probably Spirit is the longest one. I mean, 2 Riyadhs, 2 Esports World Cups. Those are not different things. Well, now they are, but effectively at the time. 2 TIs and consistent tier 1 team, no matter who they seem to slot in.
Incorrect, but good try.
Okay, is it Gamer Legion?
No, incorrect.
No, that's why you laughed.
That was a bad try.
What's funny?
You know what the greatest dynasty ever in Dota 2 is?
Cinder.
That is that. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking of.
Were you actually?
He's outlasted everybody. He was there at the start, and he's going to be there at the end. He's the alpha omega of Dota talent.
That was actually your answer.
No, it was Somnus, the greatest Dota player that's ever lived. Shout out to Somnus.
Shoutouts.
Maybe Somnus M. What a gentleman, you know. Oh, it tastes like gas.
Like whiskey and COVID. That's what that tastes like to me.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Do you truly believe that it's Somnus?
No, it's MMY. It's my favorite player of all time.
What is your action? It's not MMY.
It is MMY.
No, MMY is not your
genuinely my favorite player of all time.
Oh yeah, mine's KYX.
Think about this. This is a man. No, it has not just naming letters. MMY, #1 mid player in the world, best tinker player to ever play the game, styling on kids left and right. What does he do? He just goes and plays support. Why? Because he can. Styles on kids from support, plays line at TI, 6-man impale. No one's ever even seen it before. The guy bought back. He bought back into the impale. That's how good this guy was. And where is he now? Doesn't care. He doesn't. It doesn't matter.
He's just chilling.
He achieved what he wanted and he left. He's the GOAT.
I mean, some people, their legacy's not over yet.
That's a dynasty.
Look at Yadaro. He's still going.
True.
He's still the greatest. 1-2 TIs.
Who's your best? Who's your favorite player of all time?
Favorite player of all time? Nightfall.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that,
brother. Cheers to that. This is really difficult. Oh, jeez, that's strong.
That's.
What did they put in this?
That's only whiskey, basically.
That's
a
not.
Small amount of cola.
That's rat poison, is what that is. That is a.
Oh my god.
Animal killer.
DreamLeague Season 27 is brought to you by DHL.
Welcome back, friends. Time to get into game number 2 of Tundra versus BetBoom team, where initially I was saying, yeah, BetBoom team are in a questionable mental state after seeing what had happened over their previous series, but that's an old hat for BetBoom team. They've been in this situation many times. So many lands we had witnessed them get close to greatness, close to championships, and then they crumble, and then we're like, oh geez, this team is done. And then they come back again, one tournament later, get to top 3, and then it happens again. But still, they are able to prove that they can recover from being thrown off balance. That game 1 does not inspire confidence that they are able to shake off whatever happened. What was the full context of this early GG? Is there like a draft thing I could attribute it to?
No.
Was GPK tilted off the face of the earth?
They got massively outplayed by OG.
Okay, but everyone's been getting outplayed by OG. Spirit just got outplayed by OG.
Yeah, I think that's where it's an ego thing, to be honest. I think
okay.
BetBoom has always thought of themselves as a like god tier level team, and
Sure.
to be fair, they always get top 4. So, you know, in their case, it does make sense, but that comes at a cost of when the new guys come in and all of a sudden like shake everything up, and
especially with something you don't respect.
yeah, that's
sure.
it's a disrespect thing for sure, and it's just any team that's going to disrespect OG now is going to suffer for it. And I think if they lost the OG like they did after OG beat Spirit, things would be different, you know?
Sure.
Because like I think you get like the transitive property of respect there, where everybody obviously respects Spirit, but OG has this meme around the rosters that they've had, and you know, SEA, same thing. Like I think people even rated OG highly, but not as highly as they're performing now.
It was consistently at least, I think, top 8 or 10 is where OG's seeding average ended up being.
Yeah.
So it was top half of the tournament, but yes, no one was expecting 4-0 out of groups.
Right, and the teams that they're beating.
Yeah. So,
Sokos.
I mean, hopefully BetBoom team doesn't take it too hard, but based off of that game 1, I don't know what to attribute it to, especially like watching what had happened in the laning phase. GPK looked wildly off balance, and whenever that happens to that specific player, then I feel like the writing's on the wall that like something is not right fundamentally.
Yeah, this is usually what like is the precursor to him
I
like
think
leaving
people
the team for
even
like
rated
2 months
OG
and then
highly,
coming
but
back
not as
to
highly
100%.
as they're performing now.
It was consistently at least, I think, top 8 or 10 is where OG's seeding average ended up being.
Yeah.
So it was top half of the tournament, but yes, no one was expecting 4-0 out of groups.
Right, and the teams that they're beating.
Yeah. So,
Sokos.
I mean, hopefully BetBoom team doesn't take it too hard, but based off of that game 1, I don't
Neutral,
know what to
normalized,
attribute it to,
high
especially
performing, good
like
results.
watching what had happened in the
So this
laning
is
phase.
maybe just a
GPK
small down
looked
period where things aren't
wildly
quite
off
hitting and they're
balance,
feeling
and
frustrated. Who
whenever
knows
that
exactly
happens
what's
to
happening, but
I don't
that
like it's an
specific
individual player.
player,
things aren't
then I
quite
feel like the
hitting, and
writing's on the wall that like something is not right fundamentally.
yeah, this is usually what like is the precursor to him like
Exactly.
leaving the team for like 2 months and then coming back 100% when his mentality is improved or whatever
Yes.
else is the problem. Or
And then Kiyotaka pops in for like a week or
Yes.
two.
and they're like, oh, this guy's not the right fit either. Let's go back to GPK. That felt good when it felt good, and sometimes it goes well for a long. I mean, this is a storyline that we've been talking about for years. I feel like, but in the last year or two, GPK's been pretty neutral, normalized, high performing, good results. So this is maybe just a small down period where things aren't quite hitting and they're feeling frustrated. Who knows exactly what's happening? But
I don't think it's an individual player thing. This team is just off. They're just scrambling to try and find any sort of consistency right now. And I think they're just off the meta. I think their
10
picks are a little too
seconds
slow.
remaining.
They're not fitting the fast skirmish style that some of these teams are bringing. These games are starting to go pretty fast.
Remaining.
And there's a lot of early rotations. I don't think you can play this like sit back farm style Dota anymore. At least right now in the given state of the patch, I think it's hurting them a lot because I think that's generally what they used to thrive doing. They were not the fastest team. They want to get a lot of farm on their supports. They want to get a lot of farm across their tricore. It's just not working for them. And
That's
when
true.
it's not flowing, I've been there. It's tough, man. It breaks you real quick. So they just got to get like 1 or 2 wins under their belt with something they're confident in and then build from there.
Hmm.
We're probably going to see them continue to just try a wide array of heroes because they are searching right now. You know, already these are 2 different heroes from last game, but they will go back for the Cure Titch Abaddon that has bailed them out in previous patches where they were stuck.
to be relatively safe. I mean, it works against a lot of different things. Gives you some nice upper hands in the lane sometimes with the dispels. Be fine.
10 seconds
Makes your
remaining.
carry harder to gank as well, so he can kind of stick in his lane a lot longer. then you
5
can kind of do like
seconds
reaction TPs instead of have to like organize and plan things carefully. One upside.
And Tundra are going to go with a Marcy for their very first pick.
Be like Pugna Hoodwink or something.
There's the Pugna.
You think it's Marcy core? 100% like a Marcy
yeah.
one. Marcy one.
1000%. I guess not 1,000, but you know.
Not exactly like the most pure hero, I would dare say.
He
10
plays it.
seconds remaining.
I actually think it is a him hero because he likes to play all the weird stuff. So
5 seconds remaining.
this hero's mega weird at this point, but it's still kind of a weird hero to make work, I think. So he likes proving people wrong and being a hipster.
Yeah, he does. Hipster.
It's also fair to say that maybe Tundra might have a good read on BetBoom team, given how familiar Pure must be with all the players.
That is true.
So this may also just be a matchup thing.
A little extra grudge in the mix.
You know how to tilt them real good.
Yeah.
It's been a long time to pick this Zari Hoodwink here. It's a lot of reserve time going out the window.
You just like it because of the breaks.
I think the long range looks like if you get extra range on top of Yules this game, it looks pretty nasty in the fight. I'm thinking about the items and utility on that hero with the extra range, I think is what makes that hero unique.
We could just
And
be,
it's just his hero, but they'll grapple the centaur.
could
10
be
seconds remaining.
Ari Marcy as well. That guy has always enjoyed this
5
hero.
seconds remaining.
And I feel like Marcy Centaur is a pretty beastly lane.
Yeah, they did
Double
double
jump past it.
They stole it, dude.
Can you do? They saw it coming.
They didn't even need to take the centaur then. But I guess this gives them more flexibility depending on what like the carry match. Well, I guess they know what the carry matchup is. But against this, depending on the support matchups, so you can be more flexible with your
10
support, I
seconds
guess.
remaining.
But it won't necessarily be as good to combo with your team.
5 seconds remaining.
You're not gonna have the extra range to use an axe when he goes on your teammates. How's your clay coming along, Jenkins?
Good.
This is
Just-
why you brought overalls today?
I'm a working man.
Yeah.
Working class man.
Working man.
Are you working on? Are you gonna reveal it yet?
Esports.
I figured it out. The only old guy who related to Dota. No offense.
Oh,
Yes, you're right.
oh.
Now you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
I already know what Neil's doing too.
Open a little shop.
Oh, that's
Make it
that's
Why
good.
should
10
Tundra
seconds
win?
remaining.
That is correct.
Totem pole.
BetBoom not on
Already made a
ship.
clarity.
seconds
I've made a
remaining.
blink dagger.
I will say, Neil, that's very creative of you, actually.
Thank you.
That's very nice.
I appreciate that.
You're a shopkeeper.
I'm a shopkeeper.
He's got the beard.
Yeah.
Not the beard. My favorite customer.
I just wish Quinn and Owen didn't come and ruin this clay and then walk away 5 minutes later.
You can rehydrate it. We have a bowl of water.
Yeah,
Wait.
get in there, Kevin. Get
I'm gonna
in
wait.
There's an entire block
I'm gonna wait
here
till
with
next
your
year.
name on it.
Wow, look at that.
Strap.
Look at that.
You
Kevin.
promise you'll wait until next series? You'll do it next
Yeah,
series?
I'll do it next year.
Okay.
Oh, we got the BZM Invoker,
That's like ice cream.
boys!
We got that
Take a
BZM
whiff of
Invoker.
that.
Awesome. All right, well, we're gonna have a fun
Fair.
game, regardless.
It was banned out last phase by a BetBoom team. This time, they Tundra bump it up one phase, pick it at the end of phase 2.
I mean, I was thinking Yules, but what's
10
better than Yules? The guy who
remaining.
has it as a spell.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, to break the Fiend's Grip.
5 seconds.
I mean,
remaining.
tornado on the axe jump,
Oh,
Well,
sure.
EMP
Yeah.
for these low mana heroes,
Yeah.
ice wall against the melee dudes. It's just a great invoker game. So much
Yep.
disruption, very little catch. He has Stampede to bail him out. He has Decrep to bail him out on an axe call anyway.
Cataclysm's good with chain stuns too.
Yeah.
They can potentially get some kills. They have some counter saves, obviously, with Abba Shield and the Bane Nightmare, but
I don't know. BetBoom, they need something crazy here in this last pick to sway my mind. I think Tundra's in a really good spot right now. They got all their classics. They're about to classic bamboozle them here.
They didn't get Ari Hoodwink. In fact, Ari is getting saved for last phase instead.
Potentially.
Yeah, potential flex.
Oh, because Marcy?
But what if his heroes left is going to be that impactful as that last pick? Like, I mean, the other ones that come to mind are the Rubik and the Bat Rider. No, neither one looks great here.
Teams turn to ban.
yeah, I was thinking
Uh,
Dark Willow.
Willow's still in, yeah. If he wants to go Tusk.
It's not in anymore, Neil.
No, it's gone.
Would have been nice just to have like little cheap disables from Bramble Maze that makes it less
yeah.
good for a Batten to like save a guy. Because you're only saving from like one Bramble potentially. So you can kind of like stagger your
10
disables.
seconds
It will be
What
effective.
about pure Outworld Devourer? This is the game.
From
5
pause one.
seconds
Yep.
remaining.
If you really want a Giga Tilt BetBoom team,
Imagine you lose to position 1 OD.
It'd be sick.
Is
Some
it
guy gets called, you
necessary
just
to
save him.
tilt BetBoom? Is it necessary?
this is a twist the knife
Yeah,
maneuver.
he
though.
wants to destroy them.
If he wants them to disband, yeah, you gotta beat him some way like that.
I mean, of all people, I could see Pure wanting that, honestly.
You know what else I believe in that I haven't seen this patch is carry hoodwink and mid hoodwink. The Deso Rush hoodwink,
You do like that build.
that shit is racked. I cannot
seems
believe
fun.
we do not see it anymore.
Tundra
You've literally just been
Esports,
playing
turn
Wind
to
Ranger
battle.
and Hoodwink
Yeah.
carry. in
And I was
pub that
proven right
you-
with the Wind Ranger.
You were actually.
Yeah, it's broken. Very broken.
It works. If they don't have a timber saw.
I'm not gonna lie. I would rather see carry hoodwink than this bad in this game. I'm not even memeing. I think it's just straight up better.
What if there's some
Kiritich is
stuff
gonna
for
play
defense to do?
carry.
No.
5
What if the
seconds
acorn doesn't
remaining.
bounce? Do you have enough single target damage?
What Axe is for, man? You know?
Oh yeah.
Tundra Esports, turn to
I'm gonna
pick.
pick a GPK Void Spear too. I'm gonna hate that.
Void over Storm.
Yeah, they're gonna do it because that's like a invoker counter, you know.
Gotcha.
But I don't think it's gonna work out. I could still see Tundra just take the bat. Even if there's just a bad, and I don't think it's like the
10
end all be all
seconds
with the
remaining.
other interactions he has. But if they want a carry hero, it's that OD man. I'm
5
telling you.
seconds remaining.
Iori.
There's just no way.
What
Cool
about
idea.
the Spectre, dude? Bust out that.
That's
Spectre.
Axe in the lane.
Who
Versus
cares,
Storm.
man? Power through the struggle to reach Nirvana. Oh, Ari's talking.
What about Life Stealer? Against Fiend's
Give me
Grip
that
and Axe.
rain.
That's my reaction.
I want Bat Rider.
Yeah,
But there's an Abaddon.
he's British,
I don't
though. You have
care.
to do that in
I
British.
don't care.
Oh,
Give me
that's
Bat
pretty good.
Rider.
I don't think he'll like that very much.
He doesn't give a shit.
5 seconds.
BB teams, turn to battle.
Breaker.
Base.
God,
Very nice.
Oh, I'm into that. Hit the back lines. Now offset what Axe does. You can't really shield the guy that's getting charged because you're gonna get hit too.
It's an annoying hero with the sun strikes around the map.
Also true.
Mm.
Yeah.
I also, well, it's hard to cut against Bane though. That's one
10
thing.
seconds
It's a
remaining.
like SE is a primarily lane cut hero now.
5 seconds
So it's
remaining.
a bit annoying, but that matchup also goes the other way, where you can really easily interrupt grip, and you never want to grip Spear Breaker.
Mid
Yeah.
brood. Mid brood is what salvages this. Will GPK play it? No. Why am I mentioning it? For the walls.
Choose your
Lardar.
hero.
Ugh. What is that?
Ups their damage a little bit. Some minus armor is kind of nice.
Ups whose damage?
His Hoodwink's Acorn Shot.
Yeah, wait, what
All
the?
that physical acorn shot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, what the fuck is this pick? What? It looks awful here. You're
Helps-
against Decrep, Pugna. Invoker is a terrible matchup for this hero.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
There's BKB Pierce and the Breaker, and then there's no synergy with your lineup. Axe doesn't benefit from it. Abaddon doesn't benefit from it. He's a Radiance Fire. I don't get it, man. I'm lost. I'm in the woods on this one.
Got to gank his side lanes to make his teammates happy so their morale stays up. What that?
It's about morale. I respect
10
that.
seconds
You get the Bane, that way you can nightmare them, which gives you time to cast Corrosive Haze before you stun
5
them.
seconds
And then
remaining.
Spear Breaker
Ah,
shows
That,
up.
need that setup time.
I don't know, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were gonna pick Void Spirit as like a classic Invoker counter, and I was gonna hate it. But they bounce lane. I hate more. I'm genuinely impressed. Like I didn't think that could happen, but power to them, man. If they win this game, I'll be incredibly impressed. But I am barely sold.
And if they lose this game,
Well, they're just tilting, and I don't want to see them tilt. I'm not like rooting for them to tilt, but
Sure.
this just feels like I don't know what to pick. Like Slaughter into Invoker is just that's so rough, man. It is rough.
He's got like 4 skills to limit his DPS. Yeah.
I mean, you could take off his Q as well.
You
Like
can-
Slaughter,
yes,
yeah.
Slaughter tries to run down the river, you just tornado him, it's gone.
Still fast, but
It's
not
really, really tough.
Maybe the one upside is it's a low cooldown, very active hero, which I think has been one of their issues I've seen. Like their drafts tend to be a little on the slower side, and they get out skirmished. So maybe this is their response. If we want a mid hero with no cooldowns, unlimited skirmish power, is just going to run around the river. GPK can play it really well. In that sense, I like it conceptually for the struggles they've been having. Is this the game for it? I disagree, but maybe he'll prove us all wrong.
maybe. And we're hoping that that's the case because we want it to be a competitive Dream League. But if you're ready to see this game number 2, and let's take it away with Quinn. I know what he picks.
Prepare for battle.
Throughout the eons, I have been known by many names. I have been known by many names. True name of power. What happened? What happened? What happened?
Game 2 time, ladies and gentlemen, as we jump into the action here between Tundra and BetBoom. I'm Pixel here with Quinn. Quinn, game 1 was a rough one for BetBoom. It did feel like there was a little bit of the old tilt going along, and as we heard the panel, they felt that maybe some of that tilt has spilled into the draft of game 2. Do you agree, or do you see something here from BetBoom that the panel don't?
So Avery had some very strong opinions about some of these heroes, and I disagree somewhat, and I agree somewhat. So I think Slaughter is actually pretty decent against Invoker. I'm going to call cap on that one. I think the lane is pretty good. You have pretty good skirmishing power. You have high armor. Invoker is a hero that just right-clicks you. High armor, high regen. He's bad against nukes, bad against stuff that stops him from hitting. Invoker early on only has cold snap. Eventually he gets tornado and deafening and things like this. But by that point, Slaughter is not right-clicking anymore. He's in and out stun bear. So I don't necessarily agree with that. But it is bad with BetBoom's core heroes. It is bad with Abaddon, it's bad with Axe. They don't have any turret-style Terrorblade heroes to abuse the amp damage. But I think their rune fights and skirmishes are much better than last game. Slaughter, Hoodwink, Bane, that's a much stronger trio than Spirit Breaker, Invoker, Pugna. So they will not get smacked around mid this game. And I think that's pretty good for starters right off the bat.
And what about for the offlane situation? Now we have Mira having a very rough game on his Beastmaster. Is the setup a little more simple for him on the Axe this game? Like there's less chance of falling behind as far as he did in game 1?
Axe is definitely a much better hero.
Yeah.
But he is playing as Marcy, which is about as stupid of a carry laner as you can get. So I'm not 100% certain. Pugna is also a very strong 5 in his own right, but I think he should do better just because Axe is just so much better of a hero than Master is. And he's also very competent on the Axe. You can see he's Master tier, so not a chump.
Let's have a look. I mean, so all in all, C-Stage getting caught out here. Probably going to be going down as Whitemon and Pure are slowly able to deal with him and get that first blood secured for Tundra.
Such a rare mistake. Save, you think of him as like the most rock solid 4 ever. When you think of a guy who plays only range 4s, lanes well, does his job, like that's him. And it's such an uncharacteristic death. Definitely a little bit off. There's no doubt about that.
Some decent damage in onto Pure. Not enough to completely threaten him. He's going to be fine. There's a chance when either of these supports at level 2 to maybe try and make a move. He's keeping Pure pretty low. Bushwhack is going to miss though. Still though, the battle hunger and the spins might be enough. I mean, Pure's getting low. Play aggressive here with his final sort of last bit of life, but he's dead. So yeah, even with the Bushwhack missing there, Pure just tanking a bit too much damage from Miro.
Yeah, the Pugna got the last hit on that other kill, which actually matters a lot. Marcy's all about getting to that helm pretty quickly. Before she gets there, she can be susceptible to spam, and Axe is incredibly strong in these early waves. Great stats, good armor, and Battle Hunger is a ridiculously efficient mana to damage spell, like about as good as they come. And that's one of the most important factors when it comes to early nukes. It's how efficient they are for mana. Axe compresses off cooldown like an idiot, and he's never going to run out of mana.
So far on the other lanes, what do we have? 12 and 2 on GPK Slaughter up against the 9 and 5 BZM. Down on the bottom lane, Kiritich 9 and 1 against the 7 and 2 of 33. So pretty even down there. And we saw obviously last game, 33 having a pretty chill time, got to get a pretty incredible amount of farm on the Centaur. Is this also a game where he's likely to get that sort of space, or do they have sort of better ways to pressure him?
They have better ways to pressure him this game. He's got a melee 4. Which is not something that Tundra's really been doing that much recently. The last time I can remember them having a Spirit Breaker, it looked pretty bad for them and ended up losing that game. I think it was about a month ago or something like that. So generally they are melee offlane, range 4, sticking to the sort of the tried and true. And this is a little off script, and I don't know if I believe in a Spirit Breaker pick entirely. This hero has been very hit or miss.
Pure. I mean, again, just taking far too much damage. A second time around where it feels like he's just kind of underestimating how much Miro's pumping out. And he's getting caught low and just finished off by the controller's save. He's got to respect this damage output of the Axe a little bit more.
It's the power of this Axe hero. They responded with it on 9 to the Marcy on 8, so clearly having some idea that, hey, we think this is a strong counter. We think it responds to Marcy in some way in the early game or in the, later on as well. And I agree with him. I think it's a great response and a great hero, especially if you're able to perform on it like Miro is so far.
A much better start already this time round, BetBoom. Much more solid across all 3 lanes.
Bash.
The
Marcy chicken.
Oh, no, the cold snap file coming in. They really didn't want a GPK to get that water rune. He will not be able to get it. Bash comes in. Will be able to dodge the Sunstrike. Ari, can he find another Bash? He's got charged in a second, but the crush will be there. Still, though, even with GPK surviving, he's not going to be in the healthiest of spots. At least we get a refuel at the bottom with the bounty rune. But is going to get chased out of the lane for a wave or so.
Yeah, Cat told me good TP mid to get the XP. Missing all that would have been pretty rough. I mean, it is rough for Slaughter regardless to miss all that. He honestly, hitting that chicken was just kind of bad. If he grabs the rune and runs back, he's going to be totally fine, but gets a little greedy, misplays the situation a little bit. You can see him crushing the ground as he runs into base, so clearly kind of irked by the situation. That happens to the best of us.
See what they can do here. That's top. We've already seen him Pure trying again to find these chances to trip up Miro, but has to be careful when he goes for this. This time around getting a decent damage trade onto the Axe. CS-wise, still doing perfectly fine despite those deaths in the lane, Pure.
Will they be able to stop 33 from doing the wave cutting? He's off to the... He's actually deciding not to, so he's going to let this one go. Fully sack this wave and play for the next one. Realizing that if he went for this one, they'd probably kill him, so he's going to get sneaky with it. Try to get a position to cut, because laning into Baden at this point is not an option, so... He's already maneuvering down there, and I think it's probably in their best interest to kill him. See what happens when he gets free, and there he goes.
So this is going to be a response, but it doesn't look like it, so getting the freedom. Clearing these waves solo easily. Mid. Archer's coming in. He's going to get the connection, but GPK should be fine. Has to crush back up in a second. Same time, Mira up top gets the chance to kill off Pure. Over in the mid, GPK falling low, but he's able to take down Ari first. BZM at least will be able to clean him up in response. But yeah, at the same time that move was happening, top lane Pure, he gets caught out again. Another death in this lane. I mean, we saw sort of GPK have a tough time in the mid lane in game 1. Now on the other side for Tundra over in the safe lane, Pure, he's getting caught out time and time again.
He is, but I'm honestly kind of shocked that he's only down 500 net worth. Having 3 deaths, Axe 2 kills and an assist to his name. Somehow the net worth discrepancy is not that crazy. Well, I guess last hitting really well and buying out items before he dies. There's a little bits of efficiency because they're not getting totally stomped up here. Even though it kind of feels like they are, they're holding on. The tower is still very healthy and they're able to keep laning.
See, I'm trying to do something about 33 grabbing the creep waves, but level 5.
Radiant's bottom
Very, very tanky, and no further way to put a stop to that, so well, easy TP away from their attempts.
Continue to farm it up, but it's good to make him leave. Uses that TP, waste some of that mana. It will also split 1 for 1 on the Wisdom Runes this game, so not getting the 0 for 2 that massively hampered them last game, and in a much better position. I think these lanes have gone much better. I think they've done better in the draft for themselves, and continuing to put the pressure on Pure top. So one of the trademarks of this BetBoom team is they're really smart about how they use their supports in this early game, and sometimes Stave will just stay in lane forever and keep spamming the carry when he sees that opportunity, them being weak. Sick quelling Blake cut. They are sticking it to him.
Still taking so much for this battle hunger.
This spell is so broken.
I mean, Pure's just dead again. He's getting absolutely destroyed in terms of the death. You should say, sure, he's still getting the farm, but kill after kill after kill here from Mira against Pure in the laning phase. Over in the river, Katomi will get caught out around the 8-minute power rune as he tried to head over to get involved. As it is, though, as a team, they'll still be able to secure it for themselves. GPK gets the shield ring down bottom. Because with all these kills, they've been getting top. They've been getting a lot of pressure onto the tower. And they'll be able to take it nice and early here, especially with the help of Kiritage coming over. 8 minutes in. Safe lane tier 1 of Tundra taken away.
I like these moves a lot. I think they made great reads on where they can pressure, where they can't. Using their time very effectively. Opening up this tower is huge. BetBoom as a team they almost always do this wave pulling. Once the
down bottom, Pure's just come out to the map, but of course doesn't want to go back top because the tower's gone. So looks to try and get farmed down bottom. They have to use the Stampede to save him. We'll get him out of there, but GPK, he's waiting for it. A nasty surprise for Pure as there's a Slardar in the trees. He's dead again. Pure's gone.
Okay, that TP is really bad. The wave is going to push in top. He could have just taken the wave up in this top lane. He can get help from his supports, but instead, TP's down here to a place where Centaur still needs lane farm. He can't just jungle, and Centaur doesn't really want to be top. He doesn't farm as naturally in that area. You want to be able to cut the waves, but doing that in the enemy's offlane space is kind of strange this early in the game. So, weird TP from Pure, feeling the pressure a little bit, I think. That is not something you would see very often from him or from carry players in general. Lane swapping is not super common, so and they may just lose this tower as well. This Marcy is useless.
This is it's going to have to be quite the recovery from Pure. 5 deaths, 10 minutes on the carry Marcy. Deep this bottom tower being taken away. BetBoom having a much better showing this early game as opposed to what we had for them in game 1. Looking absolute night and day here. They take another tower. 2k lead here. Very healthy advantage. 10 minutes in.
You can see top lane. Ari takes advantage of the fact that Pure TP's bottom dies. You know, making some mistakes there, but that is something about Dota is even whenever mistakes are made elsewhere, other heroes can compensate for that and take that space. Pure does drag heroes bottom and force reaction, make BetBoom use time maybe in a place they wouldn't otherwise. So that's what makes these players so great. Seeing the opportunities, and even when people make mistakes, seizing that space, make something good out of it.
That's something about Dota as well, you know, it's been all these patches and stuff. It's still a patch where, you know, Tundra, they're running the triple helmet doms.
They really are. You saw BZM, he's got this troll creep and keeps sending skeletons at this top tower. He's almost taken it.
Trying for a bit of a setup mid with the tier 1s. Quite going to get an opening to get in, but still getting good damage onto the mid tower. They'll be able to finish it off. That'll be taken.
That is one aspect of BetBoom's heroes, and I think part of why Avery disliked the Slardar so much here is until they have these blinks online, running into Invoker and all these sort of stuns and, you know, like Pugna Invoker especially, they're really great at preventing you from running in.
There we go. Tornado for BZM's got the catch. They'll be able to kill Mira off. BZM's starting to do some nice stuff, as you say, from the micro with the Troll Summoner, taking these towers, taking these objectives, now starting to make these moves to help the side lanes out. Had an excellent game 1 on his Ember Spirit. Of course, a bit of a different start when you're playing this Invoker, but he's starting to get that ball rolling. 2-0-1. BZM ready to bring the moves.
Yeah, Kiritage TP's there to try to save him. And back immediately to the gate, but you can see 33, he was behind earlier, had a rough lane, but he just knows how to farm on this hero so incredibly well. The hero also naturally farms so quickly. He's got the Dom, dragging waves, and the economy is going to start to stack up. He will get to those items. I haven't seen anyone effectively stop him.
BZM, another setup. He's ready to really start putting on a show. You can feel it here. And he's ready to start, you know, he's going to be able to farm and scale very nicely with that sort of dream double pickup, right? Where you get the Helm and the Midas. You know, essentially a Midas and a pseudo Midas to just really pump your farm numbers up.
Absolutely. And we saw Pure before, you know, 0 and 5, but now he's ahead of the Axe by 400 gold. Tundra's completely nullified what felt like a lot of early game pressure just off of, you know, maybe some wasted time from BetBoom, little mistakes here and there, and just good recovery plays from Tundra. That efficiency all over the place. They look completely fine now.
Absolutely. Yeah, it really is kind of crazy that, you know, Pure could die that much and it just doesn't seem like it matters. He's in a fine position. Not out of the game at all. He's up there level with all of the other cores. Very close amongst the cores right now in terms of net worth.
Madden is working on his Radiance, almost has the Relic, so you'll have a pretty good timing of it, but not been super involved in the game so far. I think stagnating a little bit. Does have the Blade Maul on Miero, but if you look at the way their damage works from BetBoom, all three cores are very close range damage dealers. They need to be on top of you. They need to hit you with either the call or bad and right clicking you slaughter. Needs to be point blank, obviously. So if Tundra is in formation and they're in defensive positions, it's not actually that easy to kill Tundra's heroes once some of these tier 1 towers are dead.
Set up on a Kiritich. They're trying with the burst. They've got him. Quick burst. Takes him down. Not a chance to even think about skilling the borrowed time. Immediately dies at the side. BetBoom. Get the opening with the grip. On towards BZM. And the burst coming in for the save very nicely. They're able to take him out before any backup can come in. So BetBoom at least finding a trade there, and not a bad one as well. Slowing down BZM a little bit. Oh. And we'll end up walking into a bit of a nasty surprise there. Kataomi finding Tundra on the high ground.
In the meantime, Miero, he TP'd for that fight, but there didn't end up being one. Pure, is he overextending here? He might have.
There's no tier 1, of course, up here to TP over to provide backup. So Pure looking very dead. Nowhere to run for him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But at the same time, Tundra putting pressure on this bottom tower, immediately starting the assault here. It's why this team is so difficult to actually build a gold lead against, because they're like Hydra. You kill one head and then immediately 2 are ratting you somewhere else. So they're going to try to chase them out of here. The threats continue to appear.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Very tanky, but is he tanky enough? GPK in with the crush, 33, threatening the Who Stop. He's going to get the angle, but at the same time, Safe gets a solid bushwhack out onto both BZM and Ari. Now Kiritich is ready to try and chase 33 out. Stand people come into play. I'll back off, and elsewhere, Whitemon's just able to get the wraparound and just blow a mirror. All right, Whitemon's ready to bring the action. He's now caught in the midst of it, but backup's coming in. Whitemon will go down. And maybe he's managed to set something up here for Tundra to get some more. This tier 1 on the safe lane from BetBoom will fall, and now Pure's got the freedom to jump in, gets the control on towards Kataomi. They now turn towards Kiritich. His borrowed time still on cooldown. Pure will fall, but the setup's there for Tundra to clean up the fight. Save's going to try and run, but Ari, 33, and BZM hot on the chase. He can juke his way out of this. Will dodge the Who Stomp. BZM finds the angle for the cold snap.
Look at Save's inventory. What the heck is this build? I've seen this before.
See if we get the charge back in onto GPK. He's tried to show his face once more, but he's still very low on the HP. Just to be careful.
He's going treads flat. It's kind of cool.
I mean, he's still looking to maybe see if he can burst someone here, Save. He's going to fight 33, but the burst not enough to kill him, and will cost him his life there. A little ambitious from Save, trying to set up onto the Centaur, even though his health was relatively low. Still a lot of HP to try and cut through, and now that pipe's online for 33, so next time it's certainly not going to happen. But yeah, I guess, what would you imagine the reason for prioritizing the lads this game? GPK?
Oh boy.
He's going to try and turn back up to the lane, but he was still very low on the HP. A very easy pick off there for Ari to take. So a nice easy one there for Ari, bit of a freebie.
I won't lie, I just feel like there's little individual mistakes happening.
Well, Kataomi shows me that it's not respecting the fact that Tundra's still about. Another kill on this lane. They're going to slow down the bleeding a little bit. This was not a bad start to the game from BetBoom, but these last few moves are starting to set themselves behind a bit.
You can see when a team is off. Like Tundra is in zone, they're playing naturally, comfortably. Even when their lanes go bad, you know, Pure is 1-7.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I feel like BetBoom somewhere they're kind of asking themselves like, what else do we need to do? We've killed the carry 7 times, but because of some deep Dota 2 mechanical reasons, that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like his farm is still good on Pure. I mean, explain quick.
Yeah, I don't even. He's fine. It's so much of it is about the little things, right? It's about occupying space. There are multiple times this game where BetBoom TPs back or joins fights in a way that wasn't necessary, and they sack their efficiency. Whereas I think if they were in zone and really playing their best, they would not be doing that, right? They would stay focused. They would stay on this mixture of pressure and economy. That's what Dota is really at its core, especially against these best teams. If you don't do the micro stuff right, if you don't do you know, maximizing which waves you kill and how fast you kill the camps, all these things, doing it right in the specific instances that you will just fall behind, even though you kill this carry so many times. If you give them all this space to come back because you overreacted to a gank, you committed too many heroes to a place you didn't need to be, then suddenly Pure, he's back. He has BKB completed in a second.
Absolutely. No, Pure's farm is perfectly fine despite these kills that BetBoom's been getting against him. It's not seeming to matter at all. Tundra as a whole, they are ahead, 13-11. 3K lead, and you know, once again, are starting to see both Miro and GPK begin to fall behind.
These are the types of windows where I think you start to see the overlap in the draft show. I think you can see it in some of these fights where these triple cores, there's a reason you want different ways of doing damage on your heroes. They just don't have many nukes. It's so many right clickers. It's so difficult for them to actually fight. If you go on a guy, there's a tornado waiting, there's a decrep.
Yeah. Finds himself an easy one there. Katomi out on his own. Miro will be lucky to escape, but yeah, you can see 33 at this point. It's like, how do they kill the Centaur? They haven't been able to already, of course. 2-0-4 on the Centaur Warrunner. Now, you mentioned obviously a lot of teams don't really want to give 33 that hero, let him get it through the draft, and we're definitely seeing why this series. He's just an absolute unkillable beast.
Absolutely. To take him down would be an expedition. And so he'll continue to farm up, get towards those items. Still trying to sneak a roach. They got 20 seconds for it and runs across the...
They might get away with this because it's around the 20 minutes. So Tundra's focus might be towards the Tormentor. They will smoke up. Are they going to actually get her in time? This could be quite a nice grab from BetBoom if they get away with this completely. And it looks like they will. BetBoom able to read sort of the situation, find the chance to get in and get the Roshan. And get their eyes on a PZM. In fact, they get the jump in, they close the gap, they take him down.
Wow.
Big catch there from BetBoom. The same time with the wraparound Tundra, they are not afraid to fight into this Aegis. They know that they're still strong. They look to Kiritich. They can burst out that borrowed time first. They can. That's the borrowed time gone. GPK thinking about getting back in, but Ari catches him with the ult, and GPK just gets blown up. Kiritich's borrowed time comes to an end. Pure tries to focus back towards him. He's falling low though. Miro finishes him off with the dunk. The call's there. Takes down another as he's able to kill off Whitemon. Now they'll surround 33. He's going to opt for the TP out. They've got the pushback back up in time. BetBoom, a massive fight as they get the team wipe triple kill for Miro. Big moves being made there. They force the Roshan. Tundra try and turn up, but an excellent jump on top of BZM means that they can start to take them apart. And Tundra, feeling a little overconfident, they still wanted to try and force this sort of 4v5 into the Aegis. They didn't get away with it. BetBoom, they make the moves.
No, I totally agree. I think Tundra just had a wrong read of the situation. When your Invoker dies like that, you still charge headlong into this fight, and I feel like it's almost, it looks pretty clear from the, you know, obviously hindsight is 20/20, but it looked like this is just not going to be a good fight. Just Aegis. Pure uses his entire BKB duration to force one of Bad ulti. Brother, he's got 2 more lives coming up after that. And eventually the BKB wears out. Save plays this fight masterfully, skirting in the trees, getting so many spells off. And once that dunk goes off, the fight's over. These Culling Blades, it gives 15 armor to everyone for 6 seconds. No one is dying as soon as you get that dunk off.
There we go. We see getting pumped up after that one. It was a rough game 1 and was starting to look a bit shaky in game 2. But after that sequence of events, BetBoom, you know, you can definitely tell they're going to be feeling pretty fired up now. Getting some good momentum after that Roche play. And still, of course, there's 3 minutes where they could look to do more around Kiritich's Aegis. They've got to be a bit more careful next time about how they look to take the fights. They do go for this smoke out. Look what they can find here. They get the opening onto Katomi.
Okay.
At the same time, they're trying to look towards Kiritich. Can they actually get these kills, though? With the Stampede, BZM now able to move in a position, focusing the Abaddon, but the borrowed time's there. 33's gone pretty deep, and he's caught by the bushwhack. GPK's in on top of him as well as Kiritich. He's just killed off pretty much miles away on the other side of the team fight for the rest of his team. Now Whitemon's surrounded. The call comes in from Miro. Tundra starting to make some mistakes.
They got the Spearbreaker too. GPK super fast reactions.
We'll get the charge off Ari. And already GPK tipping over to the mid in case Ari continued that charge. He won't. He'll hold back. It's still pretty low. Another fight where it very much Tundra signing themselves up for that, right? They signed up for the Roche fight. They signed up for that play as well, coming out with the smoke. it doesn't go great for them. BetBoom coming out on top. Now BetBoom's going to be able to move over, take the Tormentor.
They've been signing up for way too much stuff. They got Netflix, Amazon Prime, they got all the subscriptions, and they got a...
The bills are adding up.
It's getting a little ridiculous.
And look down bottom, look at this. They're going to find the chance to catch BZM, who's pushing out on his own. Trying for the TP up, but he's not making it away. The Yules is there. BZM going down. Miro comes in with the dunk. Tundra, what's happened to them,
They
Quinn, in these
just
last few
solo
minutes?
killed Ari top. What's happening? Tundra is completely crumbling.
But they are. Where's the Tundra from game 1? Where's the Tundra from the start of game 2? They're just dissolving as a team.
Such an extremely weird way to crumble too. Like, they were in such a dominant position. One hero dies, it's like, okay, we can just chill. But they take the fight, they lose the fight. You respawn, you're chill again, right? Oh, it's fine. They have Aegis, we can just kite the Aegis. No, they run into the Aegis and they die again. And then now they're feeding around the map. It's such weird decisions. Very unlike Tundra. I think that's why it's so surprising. If it was a different team, you can understand it. But Tundra, always categorized by this methodical approach to the game. Them and Falcons, you think of as sort of the farm gurus. And there's no farming happening right now, just feeding.
No, absolutely. They've given the chance for BetBoom to get a real step up now. 6K advantage. And BetBoom, they feel their strengths right now. They know that they could be the ones to look to make the aggressive plays. Tundra cannot afford to make any more of these mistakes. You know, sure, game 1, BetBoom didn't look too great, but it's a solid team. And if you give them the chance to get this sort of lead against you, BetBoom's not going to be easy to knock back down.
Absolutely not. As now they're smoking up. They know where they are. They have this good ward on them. Pure is in a danger zone.
They want to do this. Save. Mirror, they're coming in with Rapper. They're just going to be able to close on the Pure. They get the call. The dunk. Pure's dead. And now Kataomi puts a stop to the charge out from Ari. Tundra, they just can't get anything going back their way.
How the turntables have. This game feels like Tundra doesn't even have a prayer to fight them right now. They need to calm down, chill out a little bit, and collect themselves, because right now things are just getting out of control. So many rushed decisions. I think the game almost feels frantic for them. And all the while, Kiritich is farming bottom that entire time. He's top net worth by a large margin.
Yeah, not a lot these two can do about him, and Kiritich knows it. He's just going to start running at them. Backups on the way over, saving Kataomi, closing the gap. The Bushwhack's going to be there, because 33 still pretty tanky. Yeah. You need a lot to try and fully go for the attempt on him, so 33 will be able to walk.
Boom, they have these great wards scattered across the map. One bottom, one in the woods, and one up in the top lane.
Look at the mid! They caught him again. This time he's got the BKB.
Not how you want to use BKB,
Yeah, it's going to have to be a BKB and run. So get back under the safety of the tier 2. But it's just seeming at the moment, if you go out on one of these lanes, BetBoom are so quick to get the jump on you.
Look at Miero. He's abusing the amplified damage and being a full hater. Pressing W on him when he's in the base. And GPK running up the top lane, pushing this wave in, right? They're not clumping too much around mid. They're getting these lanes in. They're getting these kills. They're hemming Tundra in, trying to stop them from sneak down these lanes. Kataomi is eyeing them. They're doing all the right things right now on BetBoom. Somehow they miraculously snapped out of it. I don't know if Save gave him a speech or what happened, but it woke up.
Here's the Stampede here. Looks like it was just to get away. Not trying to make a sort of setup with that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Tundra just, I think they're very scared now of any sort of time that BetBoom show themselves aggressively. As this tier 2, he's going to be able to take it down, BetBoom. Tundra, what's the plan at this point? You've let the game sort of slip away drastically. This build up against you, it's rising. Mirror, he might just find Pure again. Pure, they're going to have eyes on him. Alunga's there. His BKB still on cooldown for a few seconds.
He is cooked.
No way out of this. Pure dead again.
Miero did miss the dunk. Please, sir, fix your bars.
Radiant's courier
I mean,
has been killed.
you can see Ari sneaking down the side lane, trying to steal the Wisdom Rune. BZM similarly. I think that's their game plan right now. Get control of these sides of the map. And for BetBoom, you want to stop that from happening, right? You're trying to pick them off, to keep amassing these kills, so you don't let this Invoker sneak down these lanes.
They'll get the call off. He's got the save coming over as well. Whitemon will be fine for now. GPK, corrosive haze out. And now outside of the base, Ari finds himself surrounded by BetBoom. Jumping from Mira, not going to get the catch this time. Tundra barely able to pull a play together right now. BetBoom in full control.
Dave is buying a Daedalus.
I mean, you know, we heard on the panel right that Save knew it as well. He's like, well, they've last picked this Slardar. Where's the physical damage? It's the Acorn shot. And Save knows that. He's like, yeah, I'll bring that physical damage. See it in the mid. Pure. The chance to take now Miro. Tundra, can they make something more happen with this? Pure. Now with his hands on towards GPK. A little bit of a punch back here from Tundra. They do end up expending the buyback on Ari, but still worth it. They get 2 big kills. Push back against both Mira and GPK.
Rough overextension. Tundra did take that time to breathe, right? We mentioned it. It took a step back, thought about how they want to take these fights, got to, you know, a little more of those key items. You see the Ags there. That's why the Slaughter died. Couldn't get off the crush, couldn't get off the anything. Keeps getting silenced. Not an item we see all that often on carrier Marcy's. Most of the time we see the damage items. You see the bashers, blinks, things like this. Nullifier, but he opts to go for the Ags, feeling like silencing these supports in the fights. That annoying sort of disruption is what they need. And it worked out so far. They're certainly not the cleanest game so far. 3-10 and 10. Crazy scoreline for a carry player, but made it work there.
Still in the top 3 net worth. And despite that fact, sure, still very much behind Kiritich. You know, the gap right now between the 2 position ones, quite something. And almost a 6K gold difference between Kiritich and Pure.
If you look at the map, off those deaths, it's not just the fact they die a couple of heroes. It's now, look at your map position. All of BetBoom's heroes clumped around this mid-tier 2. They aren't out in the map, whereas Tundra, they're split out everywhere. They're farming. They're getting to those items, accumulating gold. And BetBoom, they're so huddled. I don't know if they're scared. I mean, they're going to smoke now, but even if you catch a hero, Tundra is all over the place, farming everything.
I mean, are you happy to just smoke into Roche?
It's not a bad option.
Yeah.
That may be what they're going to do.
Get themselves an amplified damage rune as well, so big hits ready to come in. Smokes there as well from Tundra. Who gets the jump on who?
Baiting the DD.
They're going to have eyes on him. In fact, 33's going to be able to have the opening onto the 2 of them. They will be able to break out of it. The pushback there as well. Sonic both of the Pure just dead at the front of the team fight. Immediately caught in counterplay. GPK jumps over the back line. They've got the feed script on the BZM. BZM will be able to get the Ghost Walk off and run, but he's so low. He has to get out of here. No fight to be had now from Tundra. Miro is going to have to control onto Ari. Kiritich did manage to get in and close the gap. Finish BZM off. Ari trying to battle up against Miro, but he's not going to win this one. Maybe he will actually blame us back up so as to be a little careful. Miro, he's out with the blink.
If he gets the charge, he's dead.
And he's going to... He gets the charge by, but not enough to kill him. It should be enough, though, to get Ari back to safety, so at least he'll live. That fight there, they go in, and again, Safety's just so quick with these plays. This Bushwhack catches Pure by surprise. He didn't get the chance to put the BKB in that fight.
No, they just get 100 to 0. Centaur as well, just absolutely melting. The Blood Thorn, the amp damage, the Blade Mail call. They have damage in spades. Compare that to last game where it felt like they couldn't kill anyone. This game, it's a piece of cake.
Yeah, we'll see this again. It felt good with 33 finding this opening. Pure wanted to follow up, but just immediately gets caught by the stun into the call and just dead at the start of the team fight. And at that point onwards, it is pretty much impossible for Tundra to regain their footing with the carry dead.
Absolutely. The burden of execution is something that's really important in a lot of Do games. Who can fight the fight easier? And right now, that is absolutely BetBoom. Multiple jumps. So many ways to burst and kill heroes. Where on the side of Tundra, they need a perfect pick-off, going in and out just right. Invoker landing all of his spells perfectly. Clutch saves from Pugna. There's so many things on the checklist for them to win a fight. It's not easy. It's possible. We've seen Tundra do it before, but it's gonna take a lot.
Boom. BPK. About 1100 off the BKB. Save. He did go back for the 4-star, but now he can go back for the dreams of the Daedalus.
Middle tower is under attack.
towards the bottom side of the map they go. Tundra, they are heading over across towards the river. Actually, BetBoom, they're going to keep themselves top for now on the most part. Kiritich pushing on the mid.
Seen so many games where this Cataclysm from BZM has such a massive impact, but this game it really hasn't felt like it's done anything, with the Abaddon able to purge off whoever gets stunned so they can just walk away from the stun strikes. I don't know if we've seen a single Cataclysm hit anyone.
No, they keep dodging it. Not easy for them to find that combo.
Interesting element of this matchup, because Abaddon is typically considered really bad against Invoker because Tornado, EMP, Ice Wall, all these spells are so good against him. But the Stun Strike, Cataclysm in particular, he almost stole that. Not working out this game.
Perhaps with the Ags now on 33, he can come in clutch, sort of bail Pure out of these situations in which he does get caught before he's able to put the BKB himself. Could see 33 rectify sort of the state of some of these team fights if it doesn't get off to a hot start for Tundra.
Running this Marcy around in the fight, allowing you to hit while she's on the cart so she can't melt to these right clicks, these single target spells. You will be impervious while on that cart, so could be huge. We've seen the Centaur cart do wonders in different games. There's an extremely strong ag. Sunspan would be proud.
There's the push. She's in. How well can they slow this down? Still 2 minutes of the Aegis on Kiritich. Come up with the charge, but actually hold back, not feeling confident that they can take down quickly. The one step back, Mirror's the one in with the jump on towards Ari. Ari getting burst low. The heals will start to come in now. They're keeping Ari safe. Hard to stop this push though. Just with the banner down. GPK now also having a BKB, ready to play aggressive if the fight does kick off.
Oh, what a sleep. Allows the EMP. It's honestly really big. Allows this push to keep going.
On the side, Mirror getting another call off. See the jump now for 33, but the Hoostomp's not going to connect. And onto the side, the push right catches on towards Whitemon. He's gone. Gets picked off at the side there by Mirror and Save. Up for 50. Does have the buyback available. They want to put resources into this mid set of barracks defense. Rack starting to fall. 33 in with another jump, but in with the counterplay. Mirror and GPK make the move over towards him. They get the pushback in. Pure tries to lead in. He's going to get sent up in the air by the Yules. Big control coming in with a grip. 33 will come in with the save. Picks him up, but 33, he's dying pretty quickly. The save's coming in though from Whitemon. Heals up 33 with the life drain. Tundra, they'll be able to keep one another alive, and we'll keep the racks protected a little longer.
I'm very happy with this though. They forced the buyback, force out the cart, and they take down this tier 3. The rack's very, very low. They stay in position here. Nothing lost. Quite a bit gained as they continue to increase that gold lead, keep the map control.
Got eyes on save. Already the sleep's coming on to 33. Ari's had to remove it to try and help him out. Kiritich is going to get in with the aggressive jump. They surround Ari. Ari trying to get healed up by Whitemon. And again, 33 comes in clutch with the save. Buys Ari a bit of time to break away from them. A lot of battle hungers upon him. Whitemon healing him up, keeping him alive, but finally he falls. Mirrors in with another jump. Gets the call upon it. Whitemon keeps getting in with the crush onto the two of them. Closes the gap onto BZM. BZM tried to push back to GPK with definitely blast. At the same time, Pure will focus Mirror. But can he deal with Kiritich? The BKB on Pure coming to an end. They're trying to kill off this Abaddon at least the once. They've got a bit of extra control, get him under the tower. They'll take the Aegis out of his hands. Ari's coming in with the buy, but they have to do everything to try and kill Kiritich this second time. But the backup's in with GPK. Gets the silence as well. Follow up on towards Pure. The Pure's kiting him out. Katomi getting very low. He'll be the one to fall. Can they get the cores out? BetBoom, GPK stuck between a rock and a hard place here. And there's nowhere to run. Tundra. They'll get the cleanup. They'll push back BetBoom. They weren't able to kill off Kiritich a second time, but they get everybody else.
It's starting to feel like the BZM show. An entire Shiva's finished. And a little bit quiet this game, but while all this fighting, all this crazy crap is going down, he's just been farming absolutely enormous Octarine Shiva's Ags and gonna have the BKB by the next fight. He is causing so much disruption in these fights, so much delaying of things, allowing all this kiting to happen. 33 with the cart, all the saves. It's long fights from Tundra, and that's not what BetBoom wants. They want to burst heroes, so many stuns, so many quick damage heroes. So when the fight does drag out like this, it's a disaster for BetBoom. So they'll want to take this next fight differently. A pretty big swing in gold on Tundra with no racks lost yet. This game is far from over.
I mean, for BetBoom, you know, what do you do about the fact that these sort of clutch saves are coming in? You know, it feels like, you know, you've got to have both Whitemon and 33 in the back of your mind when you try and make these moves, because one of the two of them, they're going to be saving one another. They're going to be saving, even in this situation, sort of the supports for long enough that you're having to expend so much just to get that kill.
I think so much of it comes down to where they're fighting. This is one of the worst spots they can, because the squishy savers are able to hide on this right side near the ledge, duck in and out of tree lines, and to actually get a good jump on them and connect with your damage heroes is very difficult. You compare that to some of these river fights we've seen go really well for BetBoom. It's because they're able to stab those backliners. They can move in and out, and in a more free-flowing fight where the starter can run in and out, Axe can run in and out, it functions much better for them. So I think BetBoom, they need to pick where they take the fight, not even so much how they take the fight, a little bit differently next time, because Hunter kind of baited them in. They knew it would be a favorable position for them. There's a reason why they hold that tower so strongly. A fortress for them, and fortress remains, and BetBoom now only up to 7k gold lead. Not a free W.
Bounty.
Absolutely not. As we'll see at this point, I mean, BetBoom, do you sit back, wait for the next Roche? What's the plan now? You know, sure, you still have this slight bit of a lead, but as they will have felt in that last fight, still very much losable, these team fights.
Yeah, I think they probably will play for that Roche fight. Roche will be bottom, if I'm not incorrect. Probably, yes, he'll be bottom. So Tundra will have the outpost advantage, which is pretty huge. They'll have those buybacks. So even if BetBoom does get to burst the hero, they can buy back and play those long fights that Tundra wants. Lincoln's now on Pure as well, so preventing these stuns, playing to survive, knowing that you have the BZM Invoker, just give him time and he'll kill everybody.
Oh, absolutely, especially with this pick, I love it. You know, Gleitner, best time in the game. BZM's ready to go.
Massive AoE and everything.
It feels so good, even just with the Cataclysm, right? Like, you're guaranteed then to pretty much hit the double on people, right, if they don't move.
It's very good. Make sure Tornado's super easy to hit. EMP's the whole screen. Ice Wall's gigantic. It's an amazing item on this hero.
Tundra, of course, not afraid at all now to take these fights around the Roshan, before the Roshan. 33 tries for the jump. Actually, have their eyes on a GPK. There was a good charge set up from Ari. Be able to buy himself some safety over the Yules, but in return, there'll be the jump forward with the call. Kiritich focusing Pure. Can they keep Pure alive? They can. He's able to jump out to the side, get the BKB and the ult off. He can now turn over towards Kiritich. 33 picking Pure up. They move in with the Stampede. They'll force out the bar in time. Kiritich is trying to kill White, but he couldn't get it mirror. They jump in and get the control on towards Pure, but Pure's still alive. They can't kill him. Whitemon heals him up. Pure survives, and now BetBoom, they have to run, but they're barely getting the chance. They've already lost 3 of them. GPK, that blink up in a second. Charge is coming in though, and Tundra, they might just be tempted to dive this. There's only 2 left. GPK, he crushes a little too early. The charge still connects. They've got the ult from Ari to knock it back into the hands of Pure. Triple kill for BZM. He's ready to even start fountain diving. He's certainly tempted. Tundra, what a fight to take there, and again we're seeing these saves, big plays indeed coming out from Whitemon, and it felt like so much of that fight, Kiritich, he wanted to kill Whitemon, he couldn't kill him, and then Whitemon's just able to save Pure, keep him alive, and these fights are just ending disastrously now for BetBoom.
Tundra just outplaying them. When you make mistakes against the team, against the BZM Invoker, he punishes you.
We'll see now at this point, Mirror, it feels like a good call, right? He gets the 2 of them. But we see that Kiritich, a lot of his time with this BKB, he's not able to do a lot. He's trying to go for Pure, then he turns for Whitemon, and even on top of him, with everything that he has in the Nullifier, they couldn't quite kill Whitemon.
It goes back to, it's such a good Invoker game. BetBoom, they have redundancies in their draft. Early game, those things can be covered up. You can fix it with gold, with items, but as more and more time passes, as every hero in the game gets farmed, you start to see those issues and those inadequacies rise up, and I think you see it here in those team fights. Where is the nuke damage from BetBoom? Where are the turrets, the spells you can cast? They don't exist. It's Acorn Shot. That's all they got.
I was going to say, he's trying to be that turret of damage. The Daedalus alone, probably not going to be enough.
No. If an Invoker, he's still not 6-lighted. He's got a full item to go in the Hex. He can eat the Axe by another one. Refresher on the menu eventually, I imagine.
Oh yeah, that'll be the tasty one.
They still have plenty of room to grow. Going AC on Ahri, a pretty cool choice. It's all in the name of survivability. Tundra's perfectly identified. BetBoom can win these fights. And now you look on the other side at the itemization, the progression from BetBoom. Madden in these super late stages of the game, he's so vulnerable to being kited. If he doesn't get that burst, like we saw in the last fight, if that initial jump gets taken away, then he feels like once the borrowed time is out, once that BKB is out, he's just going to die. He's going to get kited and pulverized by this Marcy, who is not going down easily.
Not at all with the backup that Pure has. Tundra out on the aggressive. So they're going to find. See them get eyes on save. Try and slide away. The Scurry could jump back with the sharpshooter. He'll make it way safely, but actually on the side, BZM trying to pick a target. Former out for the BKB. They're going to try and jump in on towards him and return. The heals come out. Doesn't matter. The physical damage enough to cut through the Invoker. BZM responds immediately with a buyback. Kiritich trying to bring down Pure, but he hasn't got enough damage to do so. Has to bail out Kiritich. 33. Thinking about an aggressive dive. Caught by the Yaws into the bushwhack. We'll fire down upon him as well. Mirror coming in with a follow control with the call. Still very tanky on this end zone. You can see it. Now, BetBoom, they don't want to try and go aggressive onto 33, despite the fact he's in the base. They'll take it easy at BetBoom. They're happy with that. They get the jump. They force out a big buyback there from BZM, and they don't lose anything themselves, BetBoom.
That was absolutely massive. They've got a win condition now. You kill this Invoker, you win the game. He's so crucial to their fights. Stopping BetBoom from connecting on heroes, and honestly, a huge mistake from BZM. You don't insta-buyback like that.
That was immediate.
It was instant.
Immediate.
No thought about it at all, and it's one of the core tenets of late game is you think before you buy back. He broke the rule, and they paid for it. Now there's a hole in the armor, way for BetBoom to potentially claw this back. It's looked hard for them to fight, but with that clutch moment, it's a window.
Absolutely, and we can see already Kiritich, he's preparing for that window, because he knows if they do kill BZM, he's going to have pretty much the money to buy Rapier, and then absolutely there's going to be the time to just run it down the lane, finish the game. So Tundra in a slightly risky spot now, with BZM's life on the line. No buyback available for the next 6.5 minutes. For Kiritich. Starting the play. Kiritich. He finds for now, in fact, Pure taking a lot of damage, has to be bailed out by 33. He's in with the car. Be able to hold him back for now. Tundra, despite the fact that BZM's buybacks on cooldown, they're continuing to play aggressive.
Look at 33 with his creep. They see it now. He's using the flying creep to scout their base.
Tundra. 33. And what it can find. We're trying this slow siege, just keeping BZM behind 33, so he's not at any risk himself. For the jump on GPK, it's a good solid opening. The Cataclysm's coming down, they're back off. Decent damage coming in this time. Cuts a few of them down to about half HP. That is the combo done. Pure, ready to pop the ult to continue the push. The fortification's there from BetBoom. 25 seconds left on the Aegis for Pure.
Still no abandon ult. They know that BetBoom has no interest in committing to a real head-to-head fight until then.
Zam ready to swing over towards the mid. Very close to being able to pick up the BKB for himself. Will certainly help in these moments where the buyback is not an option. Push and clutch is going to continue. Tundra, they're feeling very strong. Kiritich in with another jump. Tempting on towards 33, but it's such a tanky target on the Centaur. Into a combo coming in from BZM, forcing out the borrowed time once again. GPK's in with the jump. They'll try and get in over towards the backline, but 33's in with the save. Big swipe one up. The grip's there for Catch-Up. He's locking down Pure. 33 in on top of Miro. Ahri's got the control. Miro's surrounded. He'll be going down. And he does not have the money for buyback.
These are big mistakes. Focusing the Centaur when he's just standing in front. 6,000 HP. I can't imagine that's the best target to go on. Miro biting off a little more he can chew, and now
Guess if we can get the jumping onto GPK. Not going to get the angle there, the rebound. They've got to try and hold for nearly over a minute without their off-lane axe. After that attempt of a sort of an aggressive move to push Tundra back. Can they do it here, 4 versus 5? It's Tundra. Ari gets the only save in return. They'll make the jump forward, but 33's there to bail Ari out. He's going to keep him staying for that on the push forward. They'll put the BKB's Cataclysm coming in. Kiritic still alive for now. He's trying to get back to the safety of the fountain. Won't be able to retreat. The Yule set up on a Pure. We'll get Lotus, but the pushback's there on the way down. And Whitemon's coming over the heels though. Keeps Pure safe. Kiritic is caught by the stun at 33. 1-1. He's got to run. Okay, maybe now with the borrowed time, he can try and get aggressive. He's going to turn his efforts over towards 33. The borrowed time is not going to last nearly long enough for him to try and get that kill. Crush comes in with GPK. They do manage to turn and take down Ari. GPK goes down. Ari will buy back immediately. GPK has the option for buyback. Might need to do so because Kiritic is in trouble. He'll get the Abyssal on the 33. Try and run back towards the fountain. Can he get back? He can't. The tornado from BZM clips on towards him. He's gone. They have to use the buybacks. Pure falls low over the heels again from Whitemon coming to play. They'll put a stop to the light train with the Nightmare of Kataomi. The space though, it's there. Tundra throughout this all continuing to push on with the pressure of the Forge Spirits of BZM. Take the racks and get the mega creeps.
This cart is so ridiculous. 33 is so good at using
Every
it.
time.
It's unbelievable how fast he is. As soon as you even think about going on someone, he reads your mind and saves the guy. Good grief. It has to be so frustrating for BetBoom. A million times in these fights, they feel like they're just on the cusp of killing someone, but nope. Chuck Testa, and the guy is saved. Now against Mega Creeps, with Roche spawning before too long, you're in dire straits.
Just impressive stuff from sort of Tundra, just to keep that aggression up, despite that being the moments where BZM doesn't have a buyback. They're not afraid. They know that they can get away with these moves. And indeed, BZM able to position himself perfectly in these fights where BetBoom, they just can't get on top of him. The space is there to push all these waves, take all these barracks. BetBoom now in an incredibly tough spot with their buyback situation now looking much, much worse.
33 now as well picks up an Octarine core, something that I have never seen on Senta before. Just playing for these carts, he knows his job in these fights, in and out, save people, keep getting these spells off. I think it's a really smart choice, fitting the theme of how they want to take these fights. And they're just going to chill, farm. They know that this Roche, it's theirs. They still have buybacks and everyone besides BZM, and his buyback up in 1.5 minutes, so he'll have it for this Roche fight.
Heritage dream of the Divine Rapier, pretty far away. There's a lot of gold to get that online, and even when it's there, it's just not the craziest of Rapier carriers. But it certainly feel necessary, especially if they want to try and get away with these moves where they're going on 33 first. They do need that insane amount of damage to have a chance of killing him. They need time. Tundra not likely to give a sort of opportunity to them, especially once the next Roche is up. Checking things out with the Forge Spirit in position, ready for the respawn, and it's coming pretty shortly, just 20 seconds until Roche is back in.
Somebody's got to do one of those guess the hero player editions with saves inventory this game. I don't think I've ever seen a dataless Deso for Hoodwink before.
It's like a nice mix, right? You know, because it kind of like my levels, at least, you get the full kind of right-click items.
Yeah.
But say he's got that, but he's also got the Yules and the Force for the team. You know, it's a nice little balance between sort of the expected and sort of the chaos of the right-click Hoodwink that we all love to play.
That's right. If his team points at his inventory after and says, "Bro, where's your support items?" I've got
He's got
Yules.
He's got them. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
He's completely, you know, defensible here with his choices.
Unexonerated. Roche will not be so lucky. Poor lad.
Just for Pure, who's taking the refresher shot in this one. Pure right for 2 rounds, the BKBs and the ultimates. I mean, does BZM not want the refresher? For some like kind of sick combos for the highlight reels?
I'm not sure. The thing is, they don't really have the kind of wombo combo. Like, he's not doing some crazy double cataclysm, and I think the boots of travel for the movement speed are actually better than refresher.
Sure.
Being able to go in and out in these fights is so important, and with like the boots of travel while he's smoked or ghost walked, he's 550 movement speed. That's huge. Getting these tornadoes off and cold snaps, EMPs, that's better than some highlight wombo combo.
33. Ready to sort of just head in, and Pure as well, ready to make that jump over towards Kiritic. They'll catch him with the combo. That's the borrowed timeout. Mirror tries for the call, but already the saves there with the cart. 33 able to keep Pure protected. Forge Spirit starting to beat down now onto the tier 4s. Nice tornado from BZM comes out to the two of them. They'll try and get the grip off. They will succeed in locking him down, but it's put to a stop. BZM's going to be fine. Katsomi defensive nightmare comes into play, but the sun strikes there. Katsomi's gone. He's got buyback available. It might not matter though. They're focusing the ancient. The fortification will come out from BetBoom. Can they get Tundra off the objective though? Tundra, they're backing up a little bit. GPK tries to get the jump with the crush, but he's off the mark. They'll turn straight back towards them. Kiritic has got the borrowed time back online once more. Another jump in from Pure. The burst, it's enough to just take Katsomi out. He's gone. GPK, Kiritic falling low. The borrowed time's there from Kiritic, but they just cannot do enough damage to threaten Tundra at this point as Pure is diving into the fountain. This game's over. This series is done. GG is called. Tundra take it 2-0.
A much better showing from BetBoom this game, but Tundra just showing they're more in zone, they're more clutch, and they prove they're just straight up better right now than BetBoom. Amazing plays. As time passed, they slipped. They had a great hold on the game, early game, made some mistakes, threw it away a little bit, but able to claw it back.
Execution and synergy of Tundra as a team, it's kind of unbeatable.
It's off the charts, and I think for anyone thinking about going up against Tundra next, they tried to beat the Centaur twice. They were very unsuccessful twice. Maybe try beating a different hero, because this did not seem like the way to go. Closer than I expected after game one. I thought they would have crumbled. Honestly impressed a little bit at BetBoom's recovery, but not good enough.
No, not today, not here against Tundra. Tundra winning both games at different styles. They do it early, they do it late. They do it anyway here. Tundra, impressive stuff from them. They take the series 2-0 against BetBoom.
And to an extent, I do share Quinn's sentiment about being impressed about the recovery and the absolute party that BetBoom were having in the 20 to 40 minute stretch of the game. But then I'm wondering if them losing in this fashion is almost worse for them.
Oh, it's over.
Because like they were so close, and then they still lost. They were out here sieging high ground.
Avery, would you say that was the highest degree of devastation possible? Because the rug pull is always when it's truly devastating. You have to make this setup, this nice Persian rug underneath. Everybody loves to stand it. There goes the rug. You stood on it. It's been pulled from beneath you.
I think it's harder because they almost stabilized too. It's like they got punched in the face at the start, and it looked like the game was gonna like morale to doom. But then they recovered. They jumped up on the rug and then they got pulled. Like they were like, "Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna fight back."
The double rug pull. Oh, there was a rug underneath. Oh no, that one's being pulled as well.
Yeah, it was tough.
I think they overperformed how I expected these drafts to match up. I'll give them that. I think they played this lineup pretty well. And the Kiritic Abaddon is his signature hero. It's his best hero. Always gives you a chance to win. I think the Muro Axe went pretty ham. I just think you go past 40 minutes in this game, all things equal. It's like an impossible game to win. You're just not going to beat Invoker with these 3 cores in the ultra late.
Always a delight to watch.
Honestly, though,
Invoker.
MVP of that game is the goddamn cart.
100%.
That
to me,
it's disgusting cart usage.
It's such a succulent treat to watch 33 play these like age-old heroes that you see other people play because he has a different take on it. Like he did the same thing with Axe.
Cart master.
He's the cart master. Like he was waiting until his team went in. Like I think what a lot of other people do is they wait until the enemies go on their team. But he was like preemptively carting and then just running on top of the enemies with Pure inside of him. And then all of a sudden you got a carry whacking you. And it's like, okay, what are you going to do? Turn and kill the Centaur? 4,500 HP Centaur? Yeah, good luck, Purge. Good luck, Kevin.
Yeah, good luck on that one. Yeah, it's hard to do it preemptively like that. He was very successful. Some of the times as well, the Marcy just recovered very nicely despite having a really rough early game. Dying a lot, having trouble getting BKB, having trouble surviving teamfight impacts. But as the game went on, it got better at least.
I'm really curious why he went Axe on
You have a way to kind of
that game.
catch.
Yeah.
I mean, he has an idea. He can go in there and
So it seems
silence a bad and
pretty-
stuff. And yeah, but that
Cool.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
There's the ABBA. Ooh. Muerta.
And expect to save earlier in the tournament. No one else is really playing this Muerta at the moment, so it's going to be exciting to see how Hellscream can perform with the Muerta combination with the Mars.
10 seconds remaining.
I think having
5
silence
seconds remaining.
control is really nice for his Ringmaster. Like you can drop the silence on him even when he's in the box. You can fear him kind of during the box as it's ending. And having silence versus voice peer as well is just really nice. And the being immune to physical damage versus Dragon Knight, like it's cool, but it's definitely one of the heroes, kind of like Save was saying in that interview, is you have to be really good at the hero to have impact. It's not a casually pick support that you can just do whatever willy-nilly. You gotta want the hero and you have to play the hero good.
Going to be a big test for Hellscream. We'll see how he can perform on the Muerta. We'll see what Liquid also got the 18th now as well. If they're going to reveal they're going to reveal something here.
Team Liquid's turn to bat.
With the offlaner for Ace, and we are going to get the Lycan from them. So, how are you feeling about the Lycan at the 18th? Is this a Lycan game that gives you some concerns for the opposition? You know, we've seen so many games where Lycan can just completely take
Teammates,
over.
you know,
Could this be
let's
one
give
of
you
them?
like a 7-death
10
advantage to
seconds
start
remaining.
things out.
Yeah, he just wants to show them that his new
so
team
far,
can win
yes.
even
I
when he
think
dies 7
there's just
times in 10 minutes. So,
But then from the 20-minute to 40-minute range, it wasn't just pure dying. It seemed like quite a few of you were dying. You seemed quite disconnected at that point of the game.
yeah, I don't know. It was a bit of a Thunder classic where we actually feel like we are strong. We say, guys, we are actually strong. We can fight them, but the world's going to thin air, and we are just feeding randomly everywhere. So it's a classic for us.
I will give you credit that despite Pure's relentless feeding early on, the net worth advantage did not get that big. Like, I'm sure you guys looked at the graph afterwards, and it looked pretty even. But then whenever team fights started out, it started getting a little bit classic Tundra, as you say. But then the other classic Tundra is that you guys are very good at keeping
10
people alive.
seconds remaining.
So between Whitemon with the life drains and you with the
5
carts, you were doing a great
seconds
job. How are you deciding who's the most important person to cart? Is it just the first person that gets initiated on? Or are you like, I gotta keep Pugna alive this fight?
Just whoever I see that I can use it on, because honestly, it's not the easiest spell to use, because the enemy have like 2 Ulces and stuns, and they're always waiting for me.
Dire team back.
And also, some people, if they get gone on, they die literally in 1 second from Slaughter and like some crits from Hoodwink. So yeah, I just try to save whoever I can, and yeah. No specific thought process, I guess. Whitemon is just doing his thing, I'm doing my thing, and maybe
10
sometimes we would say
seconds
who will
remaining.
save first. But other than that, these fights are very chaotic, so it's hard
5
to
seconds remaining.
plan them out perfectly.
Yeah, and I mean, your instincts have
Team
proven that
Liquid's
you know what you're
turn
doing
to
without
bat.
even verbalizing it. I'm going to send you on over to Purge, who's got a question for you as well.
833, I have a question about Helm of the Dominator. You guys were one of the teams that popularized it and purchased it a lot. Do you feel like it has the same place in the meta right now, or do you think it's fallen off a little bit? I know some teams don't buy it as much.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's kind of fallen off. But honestly, it's hard to tell if it fell off
5
because
seconds remaining.
the nerfs were enough or people just got bored of it. Because obviously nobody wants to, play Anti-Mage and Void with Dominator. Like it's against like every Dota instinct that you have. But, it was really, really good, so people had to do it. And I think they were maybe looking for an excuse to stop doing it. Maybe it's actually got a lot worse. I'm not sure. For me, it still feels
Team Liquid's turn
pretty good.
to pick.
Obviously, the mana cost is annoying. It's annoying that you feed a lot of gold to the enemy. I think probably this series I fed like 10 or 15 creeps. So you feed a lot of gold to the enemy. But the item itself also gives you a lot of gold, so it kinda evens out.
How do you solve the mana problem? Do you just ferry out more
10
clarities or buy a
seconds
raindrop
remaining.
or something?
Raindrop? What's a raindrop?
You don't like that one? Okay, good to know. Good to know.
I've never bought this item in my fucking life.
Dire
Not a
team
single, not even like a
Uh,
Skywrath Mage or something? Not even against this guy?
This is an item for I don't know. I don't have it in my shop.
Okay. I'll
But
stop buying.
yeah, I think what you do is some heroes, if you can make it make sense for your item build, you can look for a Soul Ring,
10 seconds
like on Axe, for
remaining.
example. some heroes you just maybe before you go enough with the Sobi mask, so you get maybe 2 Sobi masks if you are a Lycan and you have a lot of slots. Maybe you upgrade it to a Bassi, something like that. And yeah, you just have to be a little bit careful with your mana, but you know, the item it's kind of worth it, I guess.
Okay, cool. Thanks. My last question is, you've been doing overall quite well in this tournament. Every win was a 2-0, aside from the Liquid series, where you guys got 2-0. So I was wondering what lessons you took away from that series against Liquid 2 days ago.
Honestly, we didn't really take any lessons or learn anything from that, because obviously we lost, we got really stomped, but we kind of felt like it was a really off day for us. We were pretty unfocused, and we didn't play kind of our Dota, I guess. So if we played our stuff and we still lost, which could have happened, I mean, Liquid is a strong team, they look good right now, then we could watch it back and try to see how they countered some of our plans, but we kind of just played really poorly and the drafts were really, really bad. So we just kind of said, okay guys, fuck this, bad drafts, we played like shit, so just forget about it and focus on our game tomorrow.
Nice. I mean, that is encouraging to hear that you guys can just like brush off some losses without getting too in your mind about it. So it's encouraging to hear. And 33, always a pleasure to speak to you. Congratulations on continuing a very, very dominant streak here in Dream League. And maybe we'll see you coming up more in the later days.
Thank you.
Catch you later, 33. Doing quite well. That's right. Every single victory that they've had has been a 2-0. This one I was not expecting to be a 2-0, but then I guess BetBoom team, what's the verdict on them?
Give a eulogy or what?
Yeah, is it preemptive? Because we're not that far into the tournament, but based off of yesterday's OG performance and then today's performance against Tundra,
just based on picks, but I think it's close enough that like gameplay is going to be the deciding factor. And last game, I think it was a very similar situation where it was a lot about just the gameplay of the lane matchups. Like they weren't supposed to be as bad as they were, and VP crushed. Like it was what 5-6 kills within the first 4 minutes just between the 2 side lanes. And I think if they're able to do that as a repeat performance, I think they can just snowball this game.
Okay, so you're looking off the back of raw execution though, from either side. You don't feel like the lanes are 2-1 favored, which is something I like to hear. You know, if we're getting into the game, at least specifically the lanes, if we go like a little bit deeper from that than the game as a whole, do you feel like this game is a bit more one-sided, or are we in for finally a close affair between these 2 teams?
I think this game is set up to be close. I'm hoping it's not a stomp. I think the first 2 games were both stomps one way or the other. And ooh, nice dead shot.
I bet get range of the crush no was really cute placement, but
would have been good because those first bloods matter a lot for just the laning stage. And when we were talking about how VP kind of has been playing the lanes a bit better, I would say, than Liquid, getting that first blood to just have an even bigger advantage would have been really nice for them, but not necessary. We'll see how the runes go. I think Liquid has been actually coming out on top on the banner runes. I think both games they got 3, and they might get 3 again. Actually, Boxy might still top with a stun. The Lycan's gonna get 1. They're gonna contest bot though.
we have to get a kill off the back of the contestation. Nice placement once again from Hellscreen's dead shot, but it was a bit awkward with the spear, pushed him all the way away. Next on the further tree, so a bunch of resources going to be expended from either side, but it will be a 2 for 2 in regards to the bounties.
Looks like they're gonna try to cut off Tofu from entering the lane. Die here. This is really awkward of them.
I'll tell you what though, I like what I'm seeing already from Hellscreen. This is a nice start. The dead shots have looked pretty solid from him, and again, what we heard from Save is like this is a super difficult hero. Not many people are playing it, but if you got the confidence and the skill, you definitely make it work and look incredible on it. playing much of the mid starter lately? I know this hero is very, very popular at the moment. Mid.
Yeah, I've been playing this actually for the last like 3-4 months, like before it was even really getting picked or that popular. And I would just first pick it every game, and I had some like 70% winner in pubs just picking it as mid.
God damn.
And I remember, funny enough, Blitz actually would come into my chat, and every time he'd come in, I would be like, "Yo, whoa, you gotta get on this Slardar. It's broken." And he's like, "I don't think it's that broken." Lo and behold, 2 or 3 months later, everyone's picking Slardar. I was just an innovator. I was ahead of my time.
God
I think the big benefit of the hero is the damage of the minute 15 Slardar. When you get the blink, when you get the shard, you can just kill these supports over and over in the cores with damage from your team. I think like it supports the side lane cores that you want to pick this patch so nicely. Like for example, Lycan, if he had the Lycan on his team, even the Mars has a high physical damage. Ooh. How did he even end up dying there?
Yeah, a little bit unexpected in this lane.
I don't think that this should be a high pressure lane. I think he just took too much damage from like Fatal Bonds and Shadow Word. Just try to like trade to the very last second, but it's too much damage.
What do you feel like are some of the matchups that Slardar struggles in the most, or things in stage in the game that he is at his weakest?
You definitely can struggle if you fall behind as a team, or if you make 1 or 2 bad goes. Like, you know, you blink in, you stun, and then they just turn around and kill you. But as long as you're slightly ahead, which you kind of should be on this hero, you farm really fast, your lane's really solid, and even right now he's already up like 150 gold on the puck, which is pretty nice. But the fight for the Lotus.
Fighting on top of the calling is going to be a little bit difficult here for Liquid, but it will expire, and now King of the Hill will favor them. They'll pick up the Lotus.